That was weird. What's going on, nerd? Haven't seen Andor just yet. Later, everyone. All right, later, Judah. Yeah, come back and watch this when you watch the series or something. Whatever that is down the road. What's up, Jeff? How's it going? What's up, Easy? How you doing? Yeah, right there. Already. You were just waiting to type all that out. Did you just probably just copy and paste it, huh? I'm here for spoilers. What's up, Ernie? How's it going? All right, so we're gonna get a tweet out real quick, and then we're gonna join Captain Bayeee on call. I had this dog here with me who was like just out. Yeah, see, just drowsy dog who's just totally out of it, just like barely keeping her eyes open. And as soon as I sit down over here, she's like, "Oh yeah, stretch. Yeah, time for treats." Okay. All right, tweet. Let's see here. Finally doing the Andor review stream with Captain. I gotta tag him because obviously Captain. Jesus. Bayeee. While we do some incursions, come join us and discuss. I'm looking at you, Star Wars Explained. And as well, at heck hard ladder. That I'm not spelling this properly, am I? No. Okay, we're just gonna leave it there then. Should have thought of this beforehand. Cheers. Cheers. Tweet. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, easy. Also, I'm in love with Mon Mothma. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Nobody loves Perrin. That's for sure. Okay, give me a second here, guys. I will get this this tweet out to Zoe, or treat out to Zoe, as we have gotten the tweet out. And yes. Okay. Good Lord. What do you mean? What are you looking around for? You can shake. You're showing the door? Is that why? Come on, focus. Shake. Thank you. Think you want this treat or not? Dork. You dork? Okay, Zoe? Last one. There you go. Have it like that, and it's get a little mustache. Now? Okay. Enjoy. Just wanted to say hi and bye. I haven't watched yet. Have a good stream. All right, Nasty Dan, have a good one. God, I gave you guys warning. I gave you plenty of damn warning about this. All right, let's see. Need to touch up this bald cap. It's looking a little rusty there. Yeah, these are always the streams where there's fewer people because they haven't seen it, and some people might actually want to see it, but then some people just don't also give a flying F, so. And as requested by Easy, it is time. Okay. Let's see here. So we need to get on with the old Captain Bayeee. And so that requires Discord to be open. Pretty sure. Discord likes to make me think it's always open anyways. Installing update 1 of... What? Mother... Fluffer. Come on. Discord. Stupid ass Discord. Kind of low-key hate Discord. It's probably why it hates me. They better be stopping by, hitting like, then leaving. I would hope so, Kabam Bam. Yeah, thank you. How you doing tonight? Mr. Panaz, what's going on? Guys, how many units per member if you were in a 30-member alliance for the banquet? 900, yes, roughly. Because you're getting units back. If everyone spends that, Mr. Panaz, then that should be about what it is. Cam MCOC has a good video on it, as does they're easy putting it out there. No, not plus the the net is 900. Wait, I think. Actually, it might have been cheaper than that. Shit, I don't know. It's not that bad. You got 14 days. You can get the units. Trust me. Either way. Okay. No, don't update. Piss off, Discord. God damn. All right. Let's call us a Captain Bayeee. Where? Start a voice call. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh no. Hang on. I might have to fix some voice or some sound settings or something. Why are we not getting any sound from Captain Bayeee? Why do we always gotta have issues like this, guys? Video, voice and video. Input device, yes. Output.
I have a stream. I'll try not to, man.
Okay.
Let's call there.
Can you hear me just fine?
I hear you just fine and dandy.
All right, you're all good now too. I don't know why I have to always reset things. Like it literally just downloaded updates because I hadn't used Discord for long enough apparently.
Gotcha. Turn this down. Yeah, dude.
I just keep, dodging Ghost Dog's Discord and whatnot. So, suppose you should pay attention to that at some point for that tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, he posted in there that it delayed it a week.
Okay. So
because Battlegrounds got pushed back, so now it starts the 9th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I knew it was gonna start in January anyways. So, yeah. What's going on tonight, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just finishing up some dinner real quick. So,
oh yeah,
my stream has been getting an ASMR eating stream.
Nice. What did you get?
I went really fancy and made myself some mac and cheese.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The good old.
Really splurged on it tonight.
Uh huh. Did you add anything to it?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking. You could have. I don't know.
No, I could have. I thought about it, like cooking with some bacon sometime, throwing little bacon bits in there.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I bought some more pancetta, which I don't think would go quite well enough in mac and cheese, but it's gonna go with some chicken and some Brussels sprouts and stuff. Anyways, so all right. Well, why don't you finish up eating and let's get loaded up into incursions here then.
Yep. I just finished, so I'm good to go.
Okay.
I already gave my stream a little bit of a rundown earlier, but I'll repeat it again here in a minute once we get going.
About incursions, that's helpful. Yeah, cool.
Well, no, not incursions. What we're going to be talking about. Yeah, guys. So this is called incursions.
Yeah.
It's a new feature that just came to the game.
It's a dungeon thing now. Hey, there you are. Invite sent.
Oh, look, it's me.
Did you?
Invite.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I have to leave in order to.
I was like, did you already go in? Yeah.
I didn't know that's a thing.
Apparently, yeah. What's your line? I'm not gonna be able to leave Alliance in time, but I can put my 2 side accounts in there to help you guys. Kabam, bam. I mean, if you don't have an alliance for them already to do that, you could do that. But like, you basically have to have them tonight, and then couldn't open anything on those accounts until the last day of gifting. So I don't know if you want to do that or not. If you want to, you're more than welcome to, because we have actually. I was gonna limit things and actually just have serious whoever's gonna be in the alliance later on, but then we had a bunch of other people have their alts and stuff, so I can't say no to help if you guys want to help. But that's just up to you. If you're already in an alliance where you might get better rewards, then stay there with those alts. If not, and you want to send them over, my line is Excelsior Abdo, same as my in-game name. So you're more than welcome to do that. I can deal with that after the stream.
Ghost Dog's in my chat, by the way. He says, so he's purposely ignoring my Discord? Wow.
I just forgot to update it. It's something like that. What's up, F Burger? How's it going? How many units for a sexy bald cap? Well, fortunately for you, it's not even quite the price of an Odin, so yeah, it's not bad. Okay, what are we doing here? Incursions. Let's see. Are we starting out with? We're gonna just do map 7, right? So it should be pretty easy, or sector 7.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's not use my 6 stars then.
Oh. I was going to just use whoever, because I didn't know next time we do incursions. But
I don't know, but I might do it.
I won't. If you do them another time, you can. I don't care. I'm just going to use whoever.
Oh, I'm just going to use the 5-star because I have a 5-star ranked up perk anyways, so like might as well.
I don't think I do.
And you know, you could do Aegon, you could do whomever, but it's just like I might do a solo one the next few days just because there's nothing else going on in the game.
Makes sense.
I
don't think I'll be doing that, but
mildly disappointed to hear that you know, the Battleground season was pushed back too, so
yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so Sector 7, right? That's what we're doing? Yes? Okay.
Si, senor.
Okay.
Yeah. Chat, we're just going to be doing a lower level incursion run.
Just
since we're going to be focusing mainly
on
about the show Star Wars Andor on Disney Plus.
Yeah, which if you have not seen and you don't want to be spoiled, go and watch that. But if you don't care,
next like 20 minutes, come back.
Watch a breakdown real quick of the whole series. Yeah. But if you've already seen it, we'd love to have you guys converse with us about it. And if you don't care about spoilers, maybe it'll even encourage you to go and watch it. So who knows? All right, Lord EZ 1977 saying read Marva's speech. Damn it, he typed out like the entire speech in chat. I feel like I can, but it's at the end of the damn show, Easy. So it seems like it's a little preemptive here. But okay, I will get you up there as the big shot of the evening, though. Thank you very much, sir, for the $2 holla. Let's see. What is there? Can I just do this? Wait. You having a drink tonight?
I thought of that, and I went and checked, and our fridge is completely empty.
Oh my god, that is so sad.
I know. Need to change that. Today definitely was one of those days where I could have used the drink after work.
Was it a rough one?
Busy. Yeah. The holiday times and being in the food industry. It's crazy around this time, especially with all the Christmas pre-order stuff.
Holiday meat sales, yeah.
Yeah, all the people want their stuff, and then of course stuff doesn't show up that they were supposed to get. And
I picked up a ham today for cheap, so it's just like the spiral cut ham.
Yeah.
I think it was like on sale for $12 for a rather large ham. So I was like, okay.
Ghost Dog coming in with a hot take already, saying, so y'all going to talk about Andor might be good to help me sleep later.
Wow.
So, you trying to say you didn't like Andor, Ghost Dog? Did it just put you to sleep? Or are you saying that our voices are so boring that they're going to put you to sleep?
Soothing.
Use your words wisely.
I think it's soothing. I assume that's something. Yeah. Okay, wait. Easy. So I will read your speech. It's not your speech. Look, I Googled it. I brought it up. I have it. So once we get to that episode in a bit, then I will read it, okay? I promise you. I'll read the thing in full later on, but you got to stick around for the rest of the time. So, yeah.
All right. So before we get going on the spoilers for the incursions here, I feel like to start here, we don't even really need to discuss, like, oh, I'll take this one, take that.
No, just you go right, I'll go left.
Just go wherever and I'll be like, what's everyone's easy.
If we run into problems, we'll discuss
at least I'll read them, and if I see anything that's like, hey, I prefer to take this one.
Yeah, let me look here. So, what were do we just start with our overall impressions, or where do we want to start?
Yeah, so for me, overall Andor, I thought was a rather enjoyable series. I really liked it. Didn't really know what to expect going into it. I was kind of going in thinking this may give me the same vibes of how Black Widow felt, since we already know the outcome of his character.
Fair.
And later down the line, like, well, how's this going to work? And we're going back, like, we're getting his origin, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know. It is going to work. And I think it did. For me, even though we knew that, there was still, like, a lot of stakes that felt like, obviously, none of the other characters, we didn't know the outcome for them. So there's at least that for them. And it was just cool to see how he slowly gets brought into this fold and how his character adapted throughout the series. And one of the things that someone pointed out, I think like about like halfway or more than halfway through the series for me. I don't remember who it was in the video. But this is like the first Star Wars that we've gotten that doesn't involve anything about the Jedi, anything about the Sith, the Force at all. Like none of that is mentioned from what I can remember, like at all.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. So I think that's a fair point, and a thing that a lot of people would say too is that you're going to not have the stakes when you know what the outcome of the character is, and I fully get that. But I think that there's just like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter because you want the story all the same. Like I want to know what the details are of his story and how he got to that point where he was willing to sacrifice himself. And I know like Rogue One was not everyone's favorite Star Wars movie, but honestly, I loved Rogue One. Yeah, I liked it much more than any of the sequels. Pretty much, I think more than the prequels, more than Solo. Like I put it pretty much right behind the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think that there's plenty of complaints you can make about it, like the Rogue One movie for sure. But overall, I'm just like, this cool war movie set in the Star Wars universe. And I loved like what you were talking about, how Andor is set in the Star Wars universe, but doesn't deal with the Jedi, and it doesn't deal with
the actual like other world people in the galaxy, like what's going on with like the regular people in the world.
Yeah.
Like, how did these people decide to be part of this rebel alliance? What's going on in their day-to-day life kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely loved that, like what forced them into the being rebels and that kind of stuff. And so I loved that. I actually had a little bit higher expectations for the show just because of that, because I expected it to be something that would be different and not, like, so there's going to be comparisons obviously to Mandalorian or Kenobi or Book of Boba Fett, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked all that stuff, varying degrees. But for me, this not being Jedi based or not being whatever, being just regular people, I was expecting. I had my expectations up a little higher than I would have had otherwise, and I was pleasantly still surprised by how good it was.
Yeah. Ghost Dog responded, said it was slow. I love you, Cap. Abby Doo-Doo Head, on the other hand, makes my ears bleed.
My God. He's just begging for these hands. I mean,
this guy's salty right now.
We got internet beef, so yeah.
Yeah, that has been one of the biggest criticisms, is that it was a very slow series.
Mm-hmm.
Which normally, it's a big negative for me. I like a little more action, like Mandalorian. Mandalorian, I think, has a good balance of action to slow scenes that are serious. But for some reason, I don't know, this one, it worked for me. Like, I didn't mind the fact that it was on the slower side, and there's a lot of talking and just developing dialogue, because it all felt like it had a purpose. One thing led to the next thing, and it worked for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I think that you can say too that this was not, like, if it was not your type of show, right? Like, you liked Mandalorian, you like those mostly kind of encapsulated bottle episodes, and you like action pretty much every time, and that kind of a pace. That's cool. That's fine. I don't think you can make the argument, though, that this is a bad show. You can make the argument it's not for you, but I don't think you can make the argument it's a bad show, because, like, on a technical level, it's spectacular. It's just extremely well written. The cinematography is beautiful. The story is just very well planned out. The acting is great. And it has elements of fan service in some ways, but, like, there's nothing that I would really call very much fan service. It's because in some ways you're like, everything that happens because we've seen stormtroopers before, so look, they put in stormtroopers, it's fan service. I disagree with that. I just think that you're using the elements of that world and doing them in a different way.
To me, the only real fan service thing they really did was because, for one, no one in the show is really a fan. Like, you could argue that Andor isn't even the most famous character in the show. It's
Mon Mothma, yeah.
Mon Mothma. She's like the most well-known character probably. That's in the show.
Going back.
And outside of her, like, the only other kind of fan service that they did was probably the end credit scene where they revealed what the prisoners were actually working on, which I think we all kind of saw that coming.
We were guessing, yeah.
Those pieces that they were building throughout the episodes were going to eventually be some part of
something.
Death Star, so we got to just see that exact. That was definitely like a fan service.
Yeah,
like,
that definitely was. Yeah, I would say
that
so.
was it.
And it also looked good, though,
too. For me, that was enough. Like, I didn't feel like we needed more fan service. Like, the fact that we didn't get any mention of Jedi.
No.
Sith, or anything of Force at all. Like, I think that was good, because it grounded this show. It kept it more focused on, like, what this show is all around, and not, like in Rogue One, you have those characters that they are Jedi, but they go into the whole one with the Force and the Force is with me. Like
right, in Rogue One,
you
it's not, it's, yeah,
you still get that in Rogue One.
There's a lot of, yeah.
Like, well, these guys aren't Jedi, so, like, it just felt kind of weird at first.
And in this one, we had, like, a Kyber crystal, one little thing, it's very barely, you know, it's hardly anything.
Was it even confirmed, like, that was a Kyber crystal?
Yeah, he says it's Sky Kyber, I believe, so. Like, Skeen says it, and whatnot. But they, and then I think the only other thing that was fan service in a way was when Colonel Wolf Yularen shows up after shit has gone down on whatchamacallit, on the planet where they had the heist, and Aldhani or whatever. And so then that guy shows up, and he was in the original movie on the Death Star, and he definitely gets blown up in the first movie. And then he had some like parts in the Clone Wars or things like that. So I'd say like that's a little bit kind of just popping in, but like if you didn't know who that was because you're not a huge Star Wars nerd, you wouldn't have paid any, that wouldn't have made any difference at all. So, spoiler: Star Wars sucks. Caveman Oog, you can suck it, you bastard. What's up?
Respectfully,
My only grudge is that they didn't put subtitles when they were in Kenari. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get into it and start at the beginning. So I thought that an initial scene was great. He goes into this red light district kind of place on Morlana 1, I think, is the planet. And he's looking for his sister. The guys come out and jump him because they're just obviously, looking for trouble and everything. I thought that was all like a very good way to just tie it in to why he gets in trouble in the first place, So what? Then it goes from there back to Ferrix and that's his home planet, and we see him, and he's kind of a character who's not exactly shady, but he owes people money, and people don't trust him. They're kind of tired of his shit, that kind of stuff, and I'm trying to like not die here at the same time. And then at the same time, it goes and shows the security officers. The Premor Corporation, and that's where we get Cyril. And I love there's a Star Wars Channel Generation, mostly Star Wars Channel Generation Tech, and the guy Alan always refers to him as Sergeant Tactical Blueberry for the other like the sergeant and stuff. So then anyways, that's kind of where we start out, and then I don't know, like what do you think about all like. I thought Ferrix was really an awesome planet. It was not a desert. I mean, it's kind of a desert planet, but it wasn't Tatooine, for once.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Definitely glad we didn't get more Tatooine. That's another critique I've heard from a lot of recent Star Wars stuff. They're always on Tatooine.
Yeah, and you're like, it's a backwater planet. Why the hell is everybody there? Like over and over again. But yeah, it's like I thought it was very interesting the way that it was all designed. And you can really tell. So in The Mandalorian, which I love, and in the Book of Boba Fett, which was okay, and Kenobi, which was okay. I like seeing Ewan and Hayden again, and so forth.
Which I heard that Hayden, I didn't know this until like just recently.
Once again, spoilers.
He's going to be in the new Ahsoka series.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he is. I did just see something about that too. That he filmed some scenes for that. So that should be cool.
One thing I was going to say too, you mentioned the cinematography, like visually, the show looked a lot cleaner than some of the other shows, because while we love Mandalorian, and Book of Boba had its moments, same with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but like there are certain moments in those shows I feel like where you clearly know like they're using it in the volume is like call it.
Yeah.
It's like behind the scenes things, where it's their massive new green screen tech, where the actors, as they're acting, instead of acting in front of the green screen, it's just a giant wall of screens that they project the actual scenery that they were seeing. It's usually CGI and later they can actually see it, so it helps them when they're acting there because they feel like they're more so in the environment.
Yeah.
And while that has been a fantastic development, there are moments where it's like clear, like, okay, yeah, that's a staged scene where we know that they're not actually there. So that kind of takes you out of the moment a little bit. I don't feel like I remember any moment in Andor though where I felt like that. I don't know what they did differently. I looked today to see if they had a behind the scenes yet for it. I don't think they do if they've released one. But so I'm kind of interested to hear what they did differently about this show than those other ones.
That was exactly where I was going to go when I started talking about Ferrix and how it looked and everything. I was going to go to the exact same point that you just made because they didn't use the volume. Basically, they just shot outside. And so I think that's part of why it looked...
I think it showed,
so spectacular because the volume partially is really cool and works very well for certain scenes, but it's also kind of a development of COVID because of how they had to film things and so forth, right? And for Andor, it took them a while to film it because they were outdoors at all these actual locations. I'm pretty sure. So the second part, they are in so not Ferrix, but Aldani or whatever, right? And
I don't remember any of the location names, by the way. So don't.
That's the plan. Aldani's the second one. I did just all rewatch this. I think you haven't rewatched it, but
yeah. For record, Abdo's watched the show twice all the way through. I only watched it once, and I watched a few video breakdowns here and there. So.
Yeah, so Aldani is the second planet where there's the heist, and that is all, I believe, shot in Scotland. So that's why those hills look like Scottish hills, basically, is because that's where it was shot. So I just think it was absolutely spectacular how everything looked and how well it was shot, and that was the thing to start out pointing out to. Let me. I'm gonna pour a drink real quick here. We have because I prepared for this stream.
One of the fun things that I kind of picked up on from watching some of those breakdowns that someone pointed out was how the whole series was obviously kind of about the growth of Cassian Andor, how he went from being this guy, kind of a low life. We get his background of how he got to where he is with his mom finding him on that planet, and essentially, in her mind, saving his life, but who knows, I guess, I don't know. And then how he develops episode to episode to eventually get to the point where he decides to join the Rebels. And that's kind of shown too with the opening theme song every episode. It's like more and more instruments get added into the theme song each episode. So the first episode is just one instrument playing, and then there's now some, I don't know, other, a drum playing in the background too. And the next one there's trumpets added in, and so it just gradually gets more and more developed, just like his character is throughout the show. I was like, dang, those are the type of things
I like
don't
it. Yeah, that's
notice when I'm watching it, but when I see someone break that down, I'm like that is so cool.
Yeah, the fact they went to all that trouble to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
A fun little tidbit that, of course, I noticed. I mean, I didn't say that. The video pointed that out to me. I don't.
I did not I noticed at the time that the music would be a little different every time. I was like, is that my imagination or is that actually happening? And then I did see some.
A lot of people even just skip the opening.
Well, but the thing is, that part. So I'd skip the recap and the opening credit scene, but you couldn't skip the part where the Andor came up. So that's the part with the different music, and it was super super interesting. The worst fan service is that they use shitty, forgettable Star Wars names for characters that deserve to be better. Maybe there's some things about that. I did find why was her name Clea? Why his Luthen's. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so we're skipping ahead here. Cheers to y'all out there. It sounds like you're still getting over something too, huh?
No, I just when I was eating my mac and cheese, I almost choked and died a few times, so my throat's a little funky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we don't want that.
So,
Don't.
I just forgot how to eat. So
I usually forget how to drink water
it was
occasionally.
like right as you called me, like I went to it didn't swallow right.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Don't take that out of context. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Okay. So, anyways, so it shows
Where
him.
were we?
He's like he's on Ferrix and he needs to get out of there. And so so some people complained that those first couple episodes were too slow and lost them. And that's one of the things that's interesting to me is that I think they were releasing it on ABC because I think that's who Disney Plus, like Disney and ABC are the same corporation or whatever. And what they were going to do was show the first 2 episodes, but not the third, which is like, why would you do that when the first 3 episodes go together in an arc? So showing people the first 2 and then not having any of the action from the third one is like, what? Who's the studio exec making that choice? Because that seemed very odd to me. But I think it was really smart of them to release all 3 episodes at once on Disney Plus, because then I think if it was just those first 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes for me was like, okay, this is interesting. I like where this is going. Cool. And then you get that third episode and you're like, oh, okay, cool. This is awesome, you know? So, yeah. So anyways, so for covering the story, he's got to get off Ferrix because he's killed these 2 Primor cops who tried to mess with him, so he was just defending himself, as Ernie says, yeah. And, but, so it wasn't really his fault. And, but I do like that they show instantly, right? The one guy is dead, and then the partner is begging for his life, and the one guy's accidentally dead, and the partner's begging for his life, and pretty much with no second thought, he just guns the other guy down. It's like, nope, no witnesses.
I like that too because it shows us that I think in the beginning of gosh man, my throat is not.
Drink some water.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I have it right here. I've taken so many sips. But in the start of Rogue One, our first introduction, he opens the movie with that, and in that opening scene, he's like transferring information from another rebel, and he ends up killing that other rebel.
Yeah, because the guy can't climb.
Yeah, and so it was just kind of can't leave any witnesses. So they kind of tied that in right there.
Oh, just like, instantly,
I don't give a crap. Do not piss off. I've got a job to do. I'm not going to be a cop for this. Like, you're in my way. I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of one of the things that, like, I always think about, too, where in movies and in stories, I always feel like it's a bit contrived drama in a lot of ways, because I just think about if I was in certain situations where I'd be like, they don't have my fingerprints, they don't have anything, but I'm like, nope, this other guy's fucking dead, too. Like, sorry, like, I'm out of here, man. And we don't have the same technology, even. I've never murdered anyone that I admit to. But I'm just saying, like, realistically speaking, that's probably how I would handle it too, where I'd just be like, you never know until you're actually in that situation. But it wasn't a bunch of contrived drama of like, oh, the guy survived and now he's after him and what, like, I don't know. Which then, strangely enough, then in that third episode where he's escaping from Ferrix and Cyril comes to get him, he does let him live, and then he's after him for the rest of that too. So it's kind of an interesting little juxtaposition, because he doesn't really have to kill Cyril because he can't see him, Yeah. And Luthen's there. Okay, so anyways, we're slowly getting this, but they go back to Ferrix. He needs to get away. He contacts someone through his friend Bix to try and sell this expensive piece that he has, and she puts him in touch with Stellan Skarsgård's character, who is just a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah.
And
he's very good.
he's so good. The Marvel connections too, obviously, as he's in the Avengers and so forth. The DJ Zoe and
Eric Selvig.
Yeah. And I always wonder why she does this. I'm like, she's got a nest. Yep.
Wonder what animals do a lot.
Right. So anyways, though, like they build to all that. There's some tension, I think, that was pretty good. And he basically escapes with Luthen because Luthen comes to get him rather than the piece. Because he's like, you're something unique and I could use you in the rebellion. There's so many good lines there to start off with where he's like Andor is distrusting of him because he doesn't know why he's asking him all these questions, and if he's coming for him or whatnot, and he's like got his gun right in Luthen's face, and he's like, "Don't you want to like hurt these bastards for real or fight them for real or whatever?" Like there's so many good things like that. That just the dialogue is fantastic. Just got home and can't find you online, sir. I've had a couple different people say that for some reason. Why? I don't know why. Occasionally, I don't know. Does my name online looks exactly like my in-game name to you, doesn't it? Like just Excelsior Abdo?
On the line app?
Yeah.
Excelsior Abdo. Here.
Yeah, I don't know why. I have like some people who are having trouble finding me, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same to me. No spaces or anything.
Well, here, I'm going to do real quickly. Do I have any space on my friends list? I keep ditching people. Yeah, there's 2 spots. Kabam Bam, you can find me in-game and send me a friend request.
Oh, come on.
Cade's, same thing with you. If you need an alliance for gifting, you cannot, for the banquet, you won't be able to do anything until, like, the last day. You got to wait out the time. But you can come over. We have spots still if you want, so we'll just take all the help we can get. So feel free.
Cade, and I was like, wait, Cade is back in the game?
Different Cade, yeah. Where am I at? Okay, incursions. I have like too many things going on. There's AQ, there's AW, there's friggin' I'm in a normal quest. Okay. How are all these bosses going? You having a good time?
Oh yeah, it's super easy. I've been making sure to check whenever we enter the room too if there's any node that is not going to be good on the boss.
Yeah, I have not looked at all. Like not even slightly. All right, so yeah, so what do you think about for those of you guys like most of you guys here already either watched the show or don't care about spoilers. So what did you think about the show? Goes basically in arcs, and the first 3 episodes are one arc, and then the next 3 episodes are another arc. What did you think about the first arc overall, basically?
Which was basically him joining into the plan, right?
Getting recruited, yeah.
Getting recruited.
Just you, Bam Bam.
And then showing them coming after him too. That they're finding out like, oh, there's this guy there's these 2 officers that were killed. This is the suspect that we have, and establishing that side, trying to hunt him down, basically. Also.
Yeah, and introducing us to most of our characters. I don't think we actually don't have Mon Mothma in those first 3 episodes. I don't think she comes until the 4th one.
Yeah, I don't remember when she actually starts to come in.
So we get Luthen, and we get Bix, and we get his mom Marva, and yeah, we get all that stuff. I was really for if Ghost Dog's still around, we can do this for him. But I really thought Bix had a lot of character. I thought she was great. For those of you who don't know, they had a stream where they reviewed Marvel Phase 4, which I joked about basically becoming a thirst stream. And yeah, so I thought I'd throw that in there for Ghost Dog. But yeah, what was like your overall impressions of the first arc, basically?
You guys can mute the chat.
You more like just like yeah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I thought it was a good start. It brought us into like what the show is going to be about, and it established all the main characters pretty much. Like you said, outside of like on Mothma, we kind of knew where the show was heading, and then of course there were some turns that happened along the way. Obviously, like him getting arrested, which was a whole nother arc that we'll get to. But it set us up in a place like, okay, this is clearly before he's in the rebellion, so we get that background of what happened there, and now moving forward, I don't know where he's at and where he's aligned with, because he's kind of skeptical about getting involved in the whole thing in the first place. It's more so all just like, sure, yeah, it's gonna be a nice payday. I guess I'll do it.
Well, he needs it. It's not just like a nice payday. Like he needs it because he's killed these 2 security cops. Yeah. He's like, I need this to get the hell out of here. I think that was one. So, do you ever watch Honest Trailers?
I think I've seen some, yeah.
Like their review, because they're always like 5 or 6 minutes, but theirs was great. They make the point of watch him as he tries to be anywhere else, basically, and like it just breaks to 6 or 7, 8 scenes of him in a row, just being like, "We got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I can't be here. I can't whatever." It's like, yes, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it did a good job setting everything up. One complaint I would say, so earlier, who said something? Kabam Bam said that his gripe was that they didn't do subtitles when they were on Kenari. So they do these flashback sequences where they show him as a kid on this planet, and there's a bunch of other kids, and it looks like Lord of the Flies kind of shit. And they don't put subtitles on that, so you don't know what they're saying. And I have seen that complaint for a few other people, but I was fine with that because I don't really need to know what they were saying. I was getting visual storytelling from that, For some reason, these kids are on their own. Shit crashes.
I don't even think they were speaking. Like, there was no... If I remember correctly...
No, they speak to each other a little bit, but not a lot, but they do. Mostly they're...
It was a very, emotion-based, scene where you just get the grasp of, what's actually happened here based on how they're reacting, kind of thing.
Yeah, and because there's a spaceship that crashes, and then they kind of all get ready to go check it out, put on some war paint and that kind of stuff, and you can clearly tell that he's just barely old enough that the older kids are gonna let him come along, but his sister's younger, so she can't come even though she wants to come with him, that kind of stuff. Okay, so. I liked all that. I do. Some people, so going a little further, that storyline doesn't really get paid off exactly. In that they're not later on really. He's looking for his sister from that first episode, and they show you why he's looking for his sister because he got taken away by basically his adopted mom, Marva, and they don't pay that off in season 1. And I've seen some people who are like, what do you think? They're just going to forget about that? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Everything this show has done has been extremely well put together, choreographed, and planned out. And I think that feeling probably comes from people having grown up back in the day where we would get TV shows that had to be a certain number of episodes to get to syndication, right? Like they had to be 22, 24, 26 episodes for a season. And so you would just have plot arcs that would never get paid off before the show was finished, and it would just piss people off. But this isn't Lost or Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Star Trek or something. This is a show where they very meticulously planned out the 12 episodes they're doing. They already know they're doing exactly 2 seasons, and that's that, right? So I don't think there's any way that they're going to forget about or leave that thread completely untouched in the second season, basically.
They announced it's only going to be a two-season show.
They did. So originally they wanted to do 5 seasons, and the creator, Tony Gilroy and Diego Luna, were both like, they're both just like, we can't do this. Because it took them, I think, a couple years to make this first season, and they're already filming the second one.
And another thing, so going into, I looked this up earlier because I kind of knew generally where this show takes place in the timeline. But the timeline where it is placed kind of restricts how many seasons they can really do.
Well, so it's 5 years before, yeah.
Yeah, it starts 5 years before Star Wars Rogue One.
Which is basically Star Wars, yeah.
You could do five seasons, 1 year per season, I guess.
Which was what their plan was initially.
That's a lot to do for a character that not a lot of people... It's not like people came out of the Andor show, or the
Rogue One going
movie, like, that Andor guy.
Right.
I'd love a series about him. He's dead. I want to know and find out. So, I feel like doing 5 seasons would really drag it out.
Well, the main complaint about Rogue One, too, is that there's no character development, which is, I think, completely fair, right? Nobody, the characters, you don't care about that much, blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of showing this event that happened, which is part of why I liked it, because, okay, it's like a war drama, whatever. I don't need tons of character development. How much can you fit in 2 hours when you're trying to show these exact events and so forth, right? So that I get, but then basically we're getting a correction to all of that, being that they're showing us all this character development, So anyways, Okay, so where are we at? So we basically kind of covered the first 3 episodes very loosely. They're, show some of his background. He was a kid. He was picked up on a planet by this woman. He's in trouble because he killed some cops, and he needs to sell this important piece that he has. This guy comes looking for him more than the piece, and then they escape together. What do you think of the action on that? Because, basically overall, it's not like it's a ton of action, but they escape from Ferrix, and he flies off on, Luthen's ship by just doing a few smart things, like planning their exit and misdirection and that kind of stuff. I liked all that. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. I liked it. I cannot stop coughing. It's annoying.
I liked that they started out, too, with someone who wasn't stormtroopers. That they were, they were just regular, corporate security and stuff. That was a cool detail. But then, basically, corporate security comes in and screws it up so badly that then in the next arc that starts up, where he's made it off the planet and so forth, they're going to send in the Empire, so they have to deal with that. So okay, so should we just move on to the second arc, or?
Yeah, I think so. I was saying before we got going, before you hopped off, I don't know how. I think if we try to go too in depth on everything, we'll be here all night. There's 12 episodes to go through.
I
think we've covered the first arc pretty well.
Very loosely.
I think it's time we can transition into arc 2.
So the second one, they are on Aldhani. Luthen, who has rescued him basically from Ferrix, and they're meeting, and the corporate security tells him that he's got this job for him that he wants him to do, and Andor's not sure about it at first. He's injured from escaping Ferrix. He's got an injury. And he's like, you know what? Screw it. Okay, let's do this. Luthen gives him this supposedly really expensive Kyber crystal as a down payment.
A bit of a down payment that he wants back. He's like, I'm going to want this back.
And then he has him go and meet with the leader of the heist, which turns out to be the waif from Game of Thrones.
Yes, I realized that early on. I'm like, wait,
which is great.
Is that the same girl?
Yeah, it's Faye Marseille from Game of Thrones, which is a funny thing because I've thought about this in relation to people saying that this show was slow. It's like, well, do you complain about Game of Thrones being slow then too? I mean,
definitely has its moments.
There are, but then overall, is anybody shitting on the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then you got some really cool action sequences at certain times too, and I think that's the same kind of thing for Andor, where, there's parts of it that are slower because that's called character development and drama, and then there's parts of it that are action. Yeah.
Scene at the end of our second arc.
Yeah.
When they're escaping, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah. So he shows up. It's the waif from Game of Thrones, who is like, what the hell? So Luthen is the one who's organized this mission, basically. She's been on the ground in charge of it, and she's like, what the hell? How can you just bring in this random person? And he's like, this gives us critical redundancy. Either you take him or I'm calling the whole thing off. Yeah. So she takes him, and they walk back, and they meet up with the other members of the squad.
She's supposed to tell the rest. She's supposed to tell the group that
is her idea.
That he's been part of the plan the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
And not like a last minute addition.
Yeah. And so then they get back, and all the 5 other people or whoever there are just like, what the F? What are you doing? How can you bring someone in a few days before we're supposed to do this? And so then they kind of just get used to him, and they feel him out and so forth, and he just kind of jumps into it. They're like, you need to learn this overnight, and he does, or whatever. They help treat his wound a little bit. And then so we start getting into the Mon Mothma stuff on Coruscant, which was nice to see. Her embassy home is really awesome, and looks expensive as hell and stuff.
Gives up the idea that she has a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. But we go. So Luthen returns from dropping off Andor to his shop on Coruscant, and it turns out he's an antiquities dealer. And so
there are lots of fun things that hinted toward other Star Wars lore that were in his shop that you guys can look up videos of just explaining about that.
Oh, there's tons of Easter eggs in his shop. And so like, and Mon Mothma goes to meet him there, and they introduce they know each other and they're part of like the forming of the rebellion basically. So we jump back to Aldhani and the heist crew, and they're like training and they're doing certain things. They show that in one scene they're practicing marching like soldiers, and Andor suggests that they move one guy to a different side because his weapon is on the other. Like they do little things where they kind of show you, oh, he knows what he's talking about. Like he's not an idiot, you know? Which I thought was kind of interesting to show why he later on is one of their top spies or knows these details and things, because he notices things right away, right? He does good spy work, basically, overall.
Well, and also, too, like he pointed out, the whole issue that was how they're going to get out of there, how they're going to escape, because there was an issue with the vehicle or whatever that they were going to escape with, and he was just like, you guys didn't think about this?
Yeah.
How were you going to do it before?
Yeah, without me, what would you have done here?
Without
right?
me, you would have been screwed.
Yeah. So then we basically get down to, God, I don't know, there's so much to cover, man. Like, honestly, I feel like we're going, like, I'm so slow, and I'm not even saying anything. They basically get down to where they're going to do the heist, and they're going, and it all involves, what the heist is they're going to steal all these credits from the Empire, and the way they're going to use it for this cover is this celestial phenomenon called the Eye of Aldhani, where basically it looks like the coolest pyrotechnic show you've ever seen. So it's just a meteor shower, but tons of meteors all at the same time and different colors. Basically, you know, it's just good classic Star Wars. You can do what you want. It's believable in the universe, but like, oh my God, it's spectacular, right?
Yeah.
So that episode, there's tons of tension. They are kind of like leading into it. They dress up as Imperial troops to sneak into the base. There's the guy who's on the inside working with them. I don't even know. There's so many things, but what were some of your favorites from the whole heist and everything?
I liked how I can't remember the name of the character, but the one that basically didn't trust him from the start.
Skeen?
Like they built the tension between him and Andor pretty good. That like,
yeah.
But by the time that he gets to the end and Andor ends up killing him, you're like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
Because he never trusted him to start with, and he at the end was just kind of like almost sounded like he was going to betray him, and so I liked that, and I'm glad that he died because I didn't like his character. And I didn't like him because the way they wrote him, he wasn't supposed to be alike.
Right, yeah. And one of the funny,
I think the character was good.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't supposed to be liked, if that makes sense.
Well, and the funny thing is, so that actor is the guy who played Micro in the first season of the Punisher, and I think that his interactions with the Punisher were what made that my favorite Netflix show, basically, or my favorite one season. So like, I loved that actor, and it was fun to see him too. Like, oh, okay, I know this guy. Like, where do I know this guy from? Oh,
I knew him. I was like, what is he from? That probably was what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's Micro in the first season of Punisher, just with more hair. So
I feel like I recognize him from something else.
I don't know, but he's super cool. Like, I love that they have this younger idealistic character named Nemec who's writing a manifesto about the rebellion, and he wants to trust Andor right away, and he like they do very, like, you just get the impression like, this guy's he's aft, right? Like he just seems like a sweetheart, and he's a true believer, and you're like there's no way he's gonna make it. But yeah, so he, like, anyways, they go and they do the heist, and it all kind of works out somewhat the way you'd expect, except for basically everybody dies, which is, I was a little surprised. They killed off basically everyone, but it's just Andor and Vel, the main woman, who make it through. Nemec gets crushed by the money, which is crazy. The inside guy gets killed. The other guys get killed. No, actually, so I guess, so Vel, oh, I love that too. So there's a woman, Cinta, who's part of the crew too, and she also gets away. I loved Disney's the most basic. We will allow them to be this much of lesbians for the show. Like this is much so. So her and Val, they just have like a tiny little hand-holdy kind of caring moment. They're like, oh, they're gay. This is as much as Disney will allow. Okay, for like the Chinese audiences and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, but so the three of them basically all get away, but they get away separately, and. Yeah, and then so they end up on a planet trying to save Nemec because he's been crushed, but he's not dead yet. They get into this doctor who has 4 arms, just looks crazy. Skeen, the character we were just talking about, is talking to Andor and is like, we could just split with the money, just the two of us, right? And so Andor basically just shoots him, just cold again, just kills him. Vel is like, I don't believe you. You tried to, like, why are you doing this? And he's like, I was just hired to do this job. Here, I'm taking my money, and you have the rest of it. I'm out of here. And, takes off on a ship and leaves her with everything besides the few credits he was promised for the job, which is like 200,000 credits or something. So it just leaves the two of them alive, and then Cinta was back on the planet, and so she survived, but like in a different way. And that's basically the end of that arc. So, I don't know. There's like a ton of other things to say from that, but I guess we'll just kind of move along with this.
I like how though that was kind of one of the biggest, or one of the first acts of the rebellion against fighting back against the Empire.
Yeah.
And you hear it throughout the rest of the show. They keep referencing this attack on this base, like I cannot say her name tonight.
Mon Mothma,
Mon Mothma. She is like, hey, are you part of this? Are you involved in this? And he just
Luthen's like, no, not at all. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Oh, that's cool.
And she knows. She clearly knows, but he won't admit to it.
Yeah, and then when, I think even once he gets into the prison, they're starting to talk about it. And they're saying just like, I heard that this was hit. And even all the guys in the Empire, they're all talking about it too. Like,
yeah.
So it's just kind of that was a ripple effect throughout the season that this happened, and the whole time Andor was just like being silent, doesn't tell anyone that he was part of it. Which I kept wondering if there was going to be a bigger reveal where he's kind of like, by the way, I did that shit.
Right? Yeah. No, and that's so.
But,
so we didn't even touch on that in like in those next 3 episodes, right? That's where we introduce the ISB, which is like the Empire's security, like Gestapo kind of agency, and Dedra Miro, who is this ISB agent who's then, after the things that happened on Ferrix and the corporate security screwing it up, she wants to look into it all and track him down and so forth. She thinks that there's maybe a larger thing going on and that certain separate incidents are actually activities that are all could be ascribed to the rebellion and so forth. And we didn't even get around to that, but yeah, so that's all part of that too. So when we get to the third arc, basically is a prison arc, which I was not looking forward to because normally, like, I don't know, that's just not my thing. I don't really care that much. I thought, they're gonna be.
You ever watched the show Prison Break?
No, and I know like that was.
Oh my god.
I know it was pretty popular and so forth, but like
the first season of Prison Break is in my top 5. Like, if I could pick a single season from every show.
Okay, gotcha.
And only watch like. Also, stroking my saber in my chat saying, "Hey, Cap, can you tell that Abdo guy I'll fight him if I get the chance." Also, please, plus enjoying the Andor review.
What the hell, dude? What is he like on Ghost Dog's side or something? What is this bullshit, man? Like, all right, well, fine. When Battlegrounds come back, tell Saber he can suck it. No, we can accomplish that. No, yeah, but so normally though, like for me, it's just a matter of prison. Like, okay, it's just one setting, and it sounds kind of boring. I guess is how I thought about it, right? So I was not looking forward to it, and then it ends up being my favorite arc of the show by far.
Yeah,
like just spectacular.
I thought it was great. For me, like, have you watched any of Rebels or the Clone Wars animated show?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen the last episode or the last season of the Clone Wars.
The new one that they did?
And I haven't seen like the Bad Batch and stuff, but I've seen Rebels.
Really good.
I need to get on watching that stuff.
Yeah, for me, I don't know what it was, but some part of that whole arc when he was in the prison kind of
Easy
just
so.
reminded me of Clone Wars episodes where either there are some where they're in a prison or they're just trying to escape somewhere. I don't know, the whole vibe of it just kind of gave me Clone Wars feel, and that's what I really liked about that.
Gotcha.
And his relationship that developed with, what was the head guy's name that was in the prison?
That was his. So, well, it was Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. I knew that.
He's Kino Loy.
Yeah, his character, like the way that they eventually, like at first they're just butting heads, and he's just like telling him, like, look, do what you got to do, and you'll get by. And
yeah, just serve out your time.
Realize, like, crap, like we're screwed, and we have to do this. And then he gives that awesome speech at the end to motivate all the prisoners to rebel against the Empire and like get out of there. Yeah, I thought that was all.
Well, yeah. So Jeff Morris saying I can't swim, that made me tear up a little bit. Dude,
yeah,
it was so
sad.
It was so powerful. So
after all of that, like, you realize, like, oh crap.
Okay, so we'll go briefly, like, so there's one episode in between the heist. The heist happens. There's one episode where Andor goes back to Ferrix, checks in on his mom, tries to get his mom to leave with him, but she's like, nope, not gonna leave. This is where I belong. I'm a rebel. She says how inspired she was by the events of Aldhani, and he doesn't let on that was him or anything. So that's kind of cool. But she won't go with him because of that, because she's like, no, I gotta fight. I gotta stay, whatever, but you need to go. You can't be here, obviously. The Empire is looking for you. Everyone's get out of here, right? So he goes to this planet called Niamos, which people refer to as Planet Florida, basically, because it's like a beach planet or whatever. And then he's just chilling. He's got some woman with him in his hotel room, and she's like, Keith, because that's his fake name is Keith or something. You get the Pizzos, the red and green ones, the blah, 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 like just making up some whatever. So he's like going out to the store, and some people are running away from some troopers, and he's looking around nervously, and he just gets stopped by a trooper, and he's like, what are you talking about? I'm just going to the store. And they just arrest him for like nothing, just for existing, basically.
Yeah, so the fact that he got caught was actually kind of BS. Like,
yeah, like it's totally BS, and it has nothing to do with him doing the raid. But the reason that the Empire stepped up security was because of the raid. So it's kind of his fault, and having done that he gets caught. But it's not his fault because he didn't do anything wrong at all in that situation. And they're like,
but they were aware.
They sentence him, and they're like, this used to be a 6-month sentence. 6 years, there you go. You know, like, and he's just like, what? And like, they're like, don't make it worse by resisting, which is really reminiscent of me recently getting banned from our politics on Reddit, because I was like, what? I didn't even say anything wrong. And they're like, don't talk to us anymore. Like, stop bothering the mods. And I was like, I sent you 2 messages. One being like, what I do wrong. And the second one being like, why is it a permanent ban? Is there like a temporary ban? Can we like say I learned my lesson or whatever like that? And they just flat out were like, nope, screw you. We're done talking to you. And now we've muted you so you can't contact us either. Like, what is this bullshit? Yeah, so basically it's kind of like that, where you're just like, you know, deal with it. You're stuck in prison now. So they send him to prison, and he meets Andy Serkis, and the prison is just awesome looking. It's just stark white, and I don't know. It's kind of not what you would normally think of as like a gross, nasty, rundown kind of place. It's all just clean. They're basically kept in line by the fact that they electrify the floors at certain times, and they keep everyone barefoot. And they're all humans, and there's no women. And it's like, if anybody acts up, they'll just electrify the floors. Certain settings, you know, they're in a ton of pain. Other settings will just friggin' kill them. And they're making these widgets. We don't know what they are. Later on, they show that there's some piece of the Death Star or something like that. And so, you know, they go through it. Andy Serkis is like the floor leader on the floor that he's working on. He's like, I have 49 men that I'm in charge of. I'm the day shift leader. This is whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And then they get to a point where there's this older guy. He's only got a few days left on his sentence, but he doesn't make it. He has a massive stroke. They call for medical help to come down and help him out. And instead, the guy just euthanizes him. He just kills him because he's like, there's nothing I can do for him. At least he's free now. None of the rest of us are getting out. And they're like, what are you talking about? And they come to find out that there was instead of being released, someone whose sentence was supposed to be over with just got put back into a different floor. And they all found out. So then they just fried the whole floor, killed all the people on that floor so that the secret wouldn't get out. But it still gets out. And so then Andy Serkis is immediately, whereas he wasn't helping Andor when Andor's like asking him how many guards are there. The end of the episode is him saying never more than 12. And like I loved that. It was so good. Yeah. It was so good. He just
that moment
turns
like,
on a dime.
Well, yes, maybe it is time.
So then they have a plan that revolves around a new man being brought in. It basically all works out. They take over the prison and they all escape, but it's just this kind of like wild, reckless escape. And yeah, it ends with like Jeff saying they're on these like kind of floating barges out in the middle of water, and they're like, what do we do now? And everyone's just kind of jumping off into the water, and you know, Andor's turning back to Andy Serkis, to Kino, his character, and he's like, what? And he's like, I can't swim. It's just like the most depressing thing ever. He could have still survived. They could have helped him out, you know.
Probably not.
But it was very emotional, very impactful. And I just gotta say, like, Andy Serkis, I think, was just the best part of the show, basically. Like, his performance is spectacular. And like that, he should never have to do CGI. So, because if you guys don't know, Andy Serkis is the guy who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings, or in Marvel he's Claw in Black Panther, and he's what?
And in Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah, in Age of Ultron, right? He's Smaug in the Hobbit movies. He's the voice of Smaug.
No, he's not. That's Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Andy Serkis too.
No, it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
You sure? Okay. Anyways, he's Planet of the Apes. He's Caesar. He's Snoke, which led to some really dumb theories. He's Alfred in the Batman. Yeah, the most recent Batman. That's true. But he's just great. Like
He did Snoke?
Yeah, he's Snoke, which led to like some really hilarious theories about, Kino got cloned to become Snoke or some blah 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 blah. It's like no, just calm down. Like, this is not an actual thing.
One of the other characters that was part of the whole prison was one of the guys that got out. The one guy that
Melshi, yeah.
Beach with Andor ends up being, he was another one of the characters that was in Rogue One.
Yeah, that was a cool little touch too.
One of the rebel leaders, and so that's kind of a cool tie-in that he came back and did that.
Yeah. No, it was cool. So they bring him back from Rogue One and just include that actor because like oh sweet, that's where he met him. Then he made it out, obviously, and I mean they all die in Rogue One, of course. But yeah, no, that was really good too. So like let's see what then. I don't know, like that whole sequence is great. There's so many more things to talk about there. I almost feel like we should talk about the Mon Mothma stuff separately, but Mon Mothma's
while this is all going on, her stuff is kind of
all this is going on. Like Mon Mothma's doing stuff, Luthen is doing stuff. They're all in Coruscant. Vel is doing stuff. They've been sent Vel and Cinta, who were part of the Aldhani raid, to track down Andor and kill him because he knows who Luthen is and they can't have him expose him. So they got like a hit out on him basically, but they don't know where he's at, so they're just kind of waiting on Ferrix and stuff. His friend Bix, who I think was like an ex of his or something, and helped him get in touch with Luthen in the first place, gets picked up and tortured by the ISB character, Dedra Meero, which I thought was just a fantastic way. So they torture her basically by playing a noise for her, and the noise is of some alien species. It's like their death rattle. Their death cries as they're dying, they all make this noise, and it just makes humanoids go insane. And they play not just their normal death of like the adults, but they specifically tune into the deaths of the children of this alien species dying. And then that's like extra bad. And so then they torture her by just playing that. And they don't actually show anything crazy. They just show like the headphones being put on her, and then the actress, her face, you get it all from that. And dude, I thought it was so well done. of not doing anything graphic while still showing the horror of it, you know?
Yeah.
So what else? So we go that. Then they basically, so that the prison arc ends. He gets out. He escapes. He and Melshi are like on the planet. They run into some aliens who they try to steal their ship, but they can't. They get caught. And the aliens are like, hey, the Empire's screwing up all the water. You guys hate the Empire? Oh, where do you want to go? So they take him back to Neamos. He grabs his credits he had, and then he goes back to Ferrix because he's heard that his mom dies, basically.
Yeah.
This whole time...
Was this around the same time, too, where the whole Mon Mothma thing with her daughter is going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Mon Mothma's like... Mon Mothma is screwed. She doesn't have money. She's been taking money out of her personal accounts. She doesn't have any way of explaining how it happened. And in trying to figure out a way to explain it and cover for it, she talks to an old friend of hers from her home planet of Chandrilla, like a banker, and the only way he can come up with to cover it is to talk to this like super rich guy who seems like kind of a crime lord, but not really like the ultimate corporate capitalist. He does shady shit, but he just gets away with it because he's so wealthy, basically, right? And so she's like, no, I'm not going to do it. But then she ends up meeting with the guy, and the thing that the guy wants is a meeting for his son with her daughter because the Chandrillan custom is for arranged marriages. And so she says she won't do it, and then ends up eventually basically meeting with him, at least having an introduction in the final episode, having an introduction, like potentially sacrificing her daughter for the cause, kind of, you know?
Yeah, you kind of get the idea that that's how she was married to her husband, because there's kind of a lot of tension back.
They were married, yeah. So she was married to her husband
throughout the show. There seems like, you know, there's not a lot of actual love there.
No, he's just a bored,
so
disinterested
like,
kind of jackass.
She doesn't want that for her daughter as well.
Right, but sadly her daughter is like really excited about
It's
old
all
Chandrillan customs and stuff, so she's probably down for the meeting. But yeah, her husband his name is Perrin. He's just kind of a douche. He just kind of wants to like drink and socialize with all the rich people and the people in the Galactic Senate, but some of them are like the Emperor's, you know, right-hand man kind of people, and he's inviting them to a dinner party, and she's like, these people hate me. How can you do this? Don't ever do this again. And yeah, anyways, like that kind of stuff. So there's this whole side drama going on with Mon Mothma this whole time. It's hard to describe because that's all character driven. There's no action there really, but
yeah, that's where a lot of the dialogue is. Ghost Dog doesn't like that.
right. But it's great too because it's so, if you like political intrigue and that kind of stuff, it's where it all comes into play. Because there's this great scene where they're at a party, and so she's meeting up with her old friend Take Holma, who's the rich banker who she's going to ask for help in hiding the money in the transactions that she's been funneling to the Rebel Alliance. And the way that she's like being reintroduced, and she's kind of like starts to talk about politics with him, and he's like, I don't know, Mon, you wouldn't really like my politics. I've become a bit more radical or whatever. And then she goes on to tell him that everything she's doing in the public is a lie, because what's the line about? It's something about like if the Empire is looking at the rock in my hand, they won't notice the knife at their back or something. Basically, like she's putting on this show of trying to do all these charitable things and just being an annoyance to them and whatever. Well, in reality, she's helping to start the rebellion, but nobody knows that and stuff. And the whole time she's okay. The whole time she's doing this, she's telling him. She just keeps telling him over and over again, "Smile, you know, just pretend like everything is normal. Pretend like we're two old friends having this conversation." And she says over and over again, "Smile," you know, and like it's absolutely brilliant. Here, I'll catch up with the chat here for a minute while Cap is out. But yeah, what's up, Reaper Dragon? What's up, DP? How's it going, Scarco? Scarco, you haven't watched it yet? Well, the title didn't say anything about Rogue One spoilers. Well, sorry. movie's more than 5 years old. When he messes up and still wins, abracadabra? Abracadabra? What? If the point of the stream is to convince me to start me Star Wars is boring AF, congrats. Oh my god. Oog. Do you really not like Star Wars at all? Or what? But this show is excellent. So it is, I think, by far the best show that I've watched all year. Like, I liked season 3 of The Boys. I liked House of Dragon. The Lord of the Rings one was okay. A couple other things. What, earlier on in the year, we have... Shit. How long is this year? Did we get Loki? WandaVision? Were those all things from this year? Was that last year? I don't even know. Anyways, there were other good shows, but Andor by far was my favorite show, of the year. I mean, it's good enough for late night TV. Dude, Andor is fantastic. It's just, I think Andor would be a good show for people who don't like Star Wars, actually, who aren't into space wizards with laser swords and this mystical whatever, blah, blah, blah. If that's not your thing, I think Andor would actually be the show for you, No BGs, I'm out. What's up, Hussein? Yeah, no, they ended the season, buddy. Sorry. Actually, so hilariously, I'm telling Cap while he's away, but he was like, what do you want to do tonight? Do you want to do some incursions, or do you want to do arena while we talk about the show, or maybe Battlegrounds? I'm like, you jackass, Battlegrounds are over. You've joined BG's OnlyFans, and you don't know when Battleground... Oh, God damn it, dude. Yeah.
I'm back.
I don't hate Star Wars, I'm just not super into it. Totally fair.
That's totally fair. Now get them out of here.
Hello, saludes. I'm from Argentina, Juan Cruz Acuña. Hello, how's it going, man? Hope you were doing well.
You're probably pretty happy right now, right?
Argentina, yeah. One of my favorite, the only thing I would say that I like about the World Cup and watching all those are the numerous Instagram quick little shorts and TikTok things of a woman in a bikini in a Messi jersey bending over for some reason. I don't know why, but every time, Argentina won a game, it'd just be a new one, and I'd be like, okay, I appreciate that. Messi.
I saw a comedian that was making fun of it all, saying Americans all hate on soccer because it's so low scoring. The score was 3-2. That was so boring. It's like, well, that's because in American sports, the most popular one, football, you guys just make up points. You score 3 touchdowns, the other scores 2 touchdowns, that's 3-2. But no, for you guys, it's 21-14. You just give yourself 3 points.
I like it.
The final score was 3-2.
I like it, but it's also not true because of the extra points and the 2-point conversion and so forth. But still, yeah. I like it. It's funny.
It's basically what you're implying, though. It was 1 point, but you gave yourself 6 points.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Yeah.
It's got a point there, I guess.
Is there a Star Wars where Natalie Portman and Daisy Ridley make out? No, but can I?
I'm sure if you look in the right areas of the internet, you might.
Can I interest you in a little movie called Black Swan?
I was gonna say Black Swan.
So not Daisy Ridley, but yeah, no. When will we get Battlegrounds awards? Who the hell knows, Reaper Dragon? I think usually they take a few days.
Probably the week after the season starts.
Yeah, right. Okay, so.
I was actually shocked how fast we got the last Alliance awards. It's like the same day.
Yeah. It's not bad. No, I mean, the Alliance War is usually faster. It's just usually everyone's asleep when they come out. So.
Yeah, sure. So what did I miss?
I was telling on you for forgetting the Battlegrounds were over. You know you're in a Battlegrounds focused alliance now. So okay,
it doesn't start till next season. So
it's probably not. It's not even really going to start next season because we're still going to not be full. But that's a different story. Anyways, so yeah, so basically, then we have the final 2 episodes. The final 2 episodes, he goes back to Ferrix because he's learned his mom has died. And they handle it in a very interesting way where his mom dies off screen, which a lot of people were like, I think at the time, because I was watching. So it's an interesting phenomenon where there are certain shows that decide to release weekly and certain shows like Netflix does it all at once, right? And the other shows on Amazon or Disney Plus are weekly releases. And some people love to be able to just marathon everything and watch it all at once. and some people like the weekly whatever. I like the weekly format because it allows for me to go on Reddit. It allows me to watch things on YouTube. It allows for memes that make sense in a very short window of time. And I enjoy that stuff. But so I remember there being people who were like, what the hell, man? His mom just died off screen. We don't get to see any of this? What is this bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But it all comes full circle back around in probably the best scene of the whole show, where his mom has died. He goes back.
That speech.
He goes back to Ferrix for the funeral, basically. And
which we find out in their city or town or on their
customs.
Whatever, their custom for the death is a very big presentation, kind of similar to how Black Panther had one for.
Well, less colorful, but it's like basically what their tradition is that you get cremated and then put into a brick, and they put that brick in a wall or a building or something so you're a part of the community going forward, which I actually think is really cool. Like you could make me into a brick, I'd be fine with that. But then his mom was also a member of this group called the Daughters of Ferrix. So like they're just kind of like a social club, and she was a former president, so they made her funeral out to be a little bigger probably than just the average person, I would imagine. Yeah.
Respected figure in the community.
But so he hears his mom has died, so he heads back for the funeral. The other people in the show hear about it. The ISB agent, Dedra Miro, is setting up a trap because they want to catch him because they think he can lead to Luthen. Luthen's going back because he wants to kill him to make sure that he can't lead to him. The Vel and Cinta are there for that reason too, working for Luthen. The corporate guys, Cyril, who we've barely talked about, but is great, and his ridiculous mom, and Sergeant Tactical Blueberry are all there. Like, everybody is basically converging back on Ferrix for this one funeral, and they say, okay, so we've given them permission for 40 people. We're set to do it 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then instead they go early when they want to, and the whole town comes out, and it's like, what are you going to do? So this gets to the speech that Easy wanted me to read. Easy, are you still around? I swear to God, if he's not here, I'm not reading the speech. Shit, I got to do this fight too. But it gets this speech that... Oh, well, we didn't talk about the droid either, which... What is this? Power player? It shouldn't matter. I have Hercules. There's a droid called B2 Emo, who is like the cutest and coolest droid ever, and everyone loves him, and he's basically like a talking dog, and so yeah, that's important for the story.
Speaking of dogs, that reminds me.
Okay. But he's just this cute little droid, and everybody loves him, and he's Cassian's droid, or Marva's droid, his mom's droid, and so they go and they're doing the funeral procession, and everyone is dressed up or playing instruments, and they have this music that goes as they're doing it, and it's like a band basically, and it all kind of swells as it goes, and then it stops, and you're like, okay, and then it really goes, and they all march forward to this line of stormtroopers basically and Imperials where they're trying to set them in this box. They're like, we can't go further than this. And so then they stop there, and the droid shoots up a holo projection of his mom, Marva, and then she gives this speech. You were paid, sir. You have to read it. Not if Easy's not around. I'm not reading the speech. God damn it.
Why not? Read the speech.
Fucking A. All right. Well, the scene is great. I don't I was just saying. So we get to that scene. Let me see if I can find... let's see.
That was almost unfortunate. I dashed into her when she was phased, and she almost wrecked.
Oh God, I'm not even paying any attention. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I want to, like, if there's a scene of it that I could show. Oh, I hate that this, like... So basically, they're kind of here in this area, and that's her little hologram or whatever. Yeah, I wish there was a better scene of like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what we're going to. Anyways.
You're not in a serious alliance anymore, Cap? We are. It's a serious alliance in the works.
Basically, yeah.
A developing alliance. Me and Abdo are both in this. It was kind of Abdo's brainchild to start with and brought me on board.
Look, I just didn't want to place with fucking suicides anymore, or without changing my mastery.
We were both fed up with having to switch off recoil masteries every day for Alliance.
Like, I just want to place my goddamn defense.
All the planning that goes into it for Alliance War.
Well, we're gonna end up in Plat 3 or Plat 4 no matter what anyways.
Shit. We end up in the same tier anytime.
Every single time. I waste 900 units a season.
We're gonna try to push for Plat 1, and we always end up in Plat 2 or Plat 3. I think we ended up in Plat 1 time, and it's because of the stat correction. Someone got caked. Or banned or whatever.
But otherwise, it's just Plat 2 every season, and we just waste all this time and units. Yeah.
And so we both like Battlegrounds. We both would rather. I don't really care for Alliance Quest doing whatever.
No, nobody likes Alliance Quest.
But I have high prestige, so I don't mind.
It's easy.
It's easy. We know what our lanes are going to be. Well, we will know.
Yeah, it's super easy.
You can basically use Hercules for every lane map last I checked.
Mostly, we'll have people with big enough rosters that we'll have it all covered. After
so Alliance Quest, it'll be the same thing over and over. We don't have to go through planning each time. Where that's what came down to the end of 2 Loki was we lost so many officers and it just left one person.
Everybody sucked.
Every Alliance War attack, which
it's just too much.
It's different from other wars.
He's got a job. He can't do all this. Like, it's just ridiculous.
So this will just be like Alliance Quest. Okay, you get this lane. You get this lane. All right, we're good to go. We don't ever have to address that again. Unless we see some problems coming up, then maybe we'll have to move around some stuff. And then Alliance War, place with suicides whenever you want.
Yeah, and we'll eventually...
Maybe we'll coordinate at least defenders, so we maybe...
we'll have full diversity eventually.
Full diversity, but like as of now, like the low tier that we're in, like most of the... Like I could show you...
No, we got like 2 months before we even have to think about it.
Yeah, we don't even get people that plays defense right now.
Yeah.
So we just clear the lanes and get a win.
Okay, so for Easy, for his $2 friggin' dollars, of which YouTube will take 60 cents, this is the speech that his mom gave, which if you're already here, you already know this, so I don't know why I'm telling you, but okay. I can't imitate her either, which is just ridiculous, but my name is Marva Karasi Andor. I'm honored to stand before you. I'm honored to be a daughter of Ferrix, and I'm honored to be worthy of this stone. Making her into the funerary stone, right?
Sounds just like her, guys. This is amazing.
Strange. I feel as if I can see it. I was 6, I think. First time I touched a funerary stone. Heard our music. Felt our history. Holding my sister's hand as we walked all the way from Fountain Square, where you stand now. I've been more times than I can remember. I always wanted to be lifted. I was always eager, always waiting to be inspired. I remember every time it happened, every time the dead lifted me with their truth. And now I'm dead, and I yearn to lift you. Not because I want to shine or even be remembered. It's because I want you to go on. I want Ferrix to continue. In my waning hours, that's what comforts me most. But I fear for you. We've been sleeping. We've had each other and Ferrix, our work, our days. We've had each other, and they left us alone. We kept the trade lanes open, and they left us alone. We took their money and ignored them. We kept their engines churning, and the moment they pulled away, we forgot them, because we had each other. We had Ferrix, but we were sleeping. I've been sleeping, and I've been turning away from the truth I wanted not to face. There is a wound that won't heal at the center of the galaxy. There's a darkness reaching like rust into everything around us. We let it grow, and now it's here. It's here, and it's not visiting anymore. It wants to stay. The Empire is a disease that thrives in darkness. It is never more alive than when we sleep. It's easy for the dead to tell you to fight, and maybe it's true. Maybe fighting is useless. Perhaps it's too late. But I'll tell you this. If I could do it again, I'd wake up early and be fighting these bastards from the start. Fuck the the Empire. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Anyways. That was it. That was for Easy. Easy is a bastard. And
I think you added a word there.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fight. Fight the Empire. Fight the Empire. Sorry. They did say that actually they originally, I think she did say fuck the Empire. But Star Wars is very conscious of not using real word swears. So... because they'll bant the poodoo or they'll do whatever like that. But so I think originally they did say they had the actors say "fuck the Empire," but they changed it because they're like, no, you can't say that, So yeah. Anyways, yes, that was the speech that Easy wanted me to read that he started out the goddamn stream with, and so I hope that he's happy. And yeah, anyways, but so they go ahead.
Dean, I know you meant Brian. I was just saying the BG in the name for us is for Battlegrounds, though.
Yeah.
Battlegrounds only.
Yeah, because
that Brian Grant gets that as well.
Well, we're just
kind of a happy coincidence.
We're just only fans, really, of Battlegrounds at this point.
Yeah.
We're BG's only fans, so we're just not really fans of other stuff.
Yeah.
Game modes, Yeah.
Is he still in the Alliance?
He is.
Okay. So technically, he is in the Alliance right now.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
He's not, trying to push for anything, and we're not at the level of being a full Alliance that has the prestige and everything we need. So he's just kind of hanging out for the meantime, mooching off our rewards and whatnot.
Basically, yeah. He's just here to mooch, which is somewhat ironic considering he usually doesn't want to get things for free. But yeah, here he is mooching.
I just remember it was super funny the other day when I noticed that it just said at the bottom here in the feed or whatever that Brian Grant joined, and I was like,
oh, he said hi or something,
what?
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, Brian's
yeah, and I forgot. I was like, what's
his prestige is way below.
Yeah, it's like
I don't get me wrong, but I would love to be in Alliance full time with Brian. That'd be fast.
It's not really fun.
I know that's not where his focus is at.
No, it's not fun. He doesn't talk to anybody. It's boring shit.
Yeah. It's
totally useless. No, he'll be getting kicked as soon as we have enough people who have good prestige. So.
Yeah. Once we actually are pushing 3 battle groups. Because right now we just reached 2 battle groups, but
it's all
half of the accounts in here right now are other people's alt accounts.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think we have 13 people, honestly. I don't remember. Yeah. Well, I'll count after this, but
I just recruited one guy today who's going to join after the gifting event, and probably after the gifting event, I think we have release videos fully announcing everything.
Yeah, and Brian said he would too, actually. So
really?
It's nice to be helpful. But I had a video ready to go for recruiting, and I just realized the timing of it was basically the absolute worst timing possible. With the banquet event and with the war season and the battleground season, everything ending at the wrong time just made it so it's no one's going to want to join this shit right now. And so I just didn't even bother to release it. I'll re-record it because by the time it makes sense to do, it'll the information will change slightly.
Yeah. So. All right, good night, Ghost Dog. Thanks for hanging out. He says, I think Captain, the other guy, the other guy had 14 enough.
Yeah, great. The other guy. I liked there's a podcast. So, I don't know if anybody's ever seen The Expanse. The Expanse is one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time. The Expanse is just one of my favorite shows of all time, basically. And the book series, fantastic. But one of the main actors, his name is... oh, God. His character's name is Amos, but his... shit, I forget what the hell the actor's name is. But one of the authors of the series, his name is Ty France, so their podcast is Ty and the Other Guy, basically. So when you said that, the other guy, I'm that's the first thing I thought of.
Nice.
So anyways, to wrap up, they go to Ferrix. basically they have the funeral procession, and then Marva gives the speech as the hologram. The captain of the Imperial Guard there throws his coat over the droid and is like, enough of this, whatever. And then he makes the ultimate mistake of kicking the droid over, and the whole town just loses their shit. Because, like, you don't mess with B2 Emo. He's like kicking a dog, man. It's not.
I was just about to say, I was like kicking a dog.
No, it wasn't cool. The whole town loses it. Brasso, who's Cassian's friend, who we haven't even talked about, has the funerary stone of Marva that he's like, oh my god, I just knocked off a key off my keyboard, so I was gonna pick it up. It's a tilde. It's not very important. But he's got it holding it like this, and then the guy kicks over the droid, and then he just starts beating people with her stone, basically, and the whole town just loses it. There's a kid who's there whose dad was kind of helping out his friend Bix to contact the rebels, and so they hang him. So then his son makes a bomb and tosses it at the stormtroopers, and the whole thing just goes to shit. And there's so many good things in that. Like, it's just one of my favorite episodes of TV, basically. Like, it's just spectacular. Because everything just goes down, happens crazy, and it ends up with Cassian rescuing his friend Bix, and then Bix, the droid, Brasso, another woman, the kid who made the bomb, all kind of end up taking off. And Cassian goes, and he's seen Luthen, and he's smart, so he knows why he's there. So he goes and meets him at his ship and lays down his blaster pistol and is like, kill me if you want to, otherwise take me in. And because Luthen's like, what's this? What trick is this? What game is this? And he's like, no game, either fucking kill me or take me in. And Cap is dying here. And I know you're coughing, though. I assumed, right? Was that
no, my roommate's dog was barking.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So my other roommate.
I just saw you turn away real quick, so I thought you were coughing again, like it muted or something.
No. I was yelling at a dog to shut up.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's basically how the first season ends, and it was just, I don't know. Yep. It was spectacular. There's so many more things to talk about. There's so much more we could go on about. Like,
I would be here all night.
Yeah. What do you think are like the most important takeaways from the show?
I think the biggest parts were him being part of the attack. That kind of got his foot in the door of seeing like that they can actually make a difference. And then again in the prison, being able to fight back in there, showing that, and then that kind of tied into the end at the funeral part, then fighting back as well, showing that like these guys may be the law in a sense, but like we all band together, we can make something happen here and prove that we're not gonna just sit back and take all this crap.
Yeah, one of the main things I heard about, like a complaint about the show, was that it should not have been called Andor, because that's just like one character from a movie that not everybody saw, and so it's kind of off-putting, like it might not attract the people they'd want to. It should have been called something more like Birth of the Rebellion or something, because really it is an ensemble cast.
It kind of goes side by side with the show Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, he is the main.
That's kind of the same kind of thing.
He's the main character, but it's not.
Cell,
yeah.
And this was kind of a live-action version start of a whole separate cell of the rebellion getting started, and just showing that other spark start and everything. So it was good to see that. Yeah,
no, it was just.
I could see that what you're saying. Like, it shouldn't necessarily maybe been.
They could have named it something else. Maybe it might have been better.
He was the focal point.
He was, yeah.
Sure.
But no, it's like, I don't know. I guess for me, my main takeaway overall was just, I feel like Star Wars has always been this really big and well created universe, especially if you go back to like all of the Legends content, all of those books that I honestly have never read, but I've heard a lot about. And I've heard people talk about it on their podcasts or whatever. And there's all this wide, huge universe to use. But they always had these stories focused on the Skywalkers. And that's that. And those are the movies and whatever, right? So for me, the main takeaway was just this is something where I think hopefully it's not. I don't know what the numbers are like exactly yet, but I know critically it's getting a lot of acclaim, and I would like it to be an example where Disney Plus can, or other people too, for different shows or different IPs or whatnot, will be like, hey, we can do this. We can make it an adult show. We can do it that doesn't have all these other things, and so we'll get more of this kind of content going forward. And I think that was my main takeaway. It was just like, this didn't have anything to do with Jedi, didn't have anything to do with the Force. It's just in this universe, and it's super cool.
Hey, friendship level 20.
Oh, did we get to, yeah?
Big 2-0, baby.
Are we? We're
legal.
nearly legal. We can nearly drink. I'm going to pour myself another drink in honor of that.
But yeah, I really liked that. Kind of talked at the beginning that this is the first Star Wars we've really gotten that doesn't focus around the Jedi, around the Force, all of that. So it was more down to earth and about the rebels and
character driven.
Yeah, really, really character driven. Like we've talked, it was slow, but the character arc and everything really worked for it for me.
Did we get everything, or did we go to 15 in this one? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I've just been hitting next.
Okay. Are there still rewards? I don't even know. We're professional MCOC YouTubers, guys, so yeah. Lorson, I can see your message. Why does your icon look different? Why do you have a W after your name? I don't know. Okay, so what else do you want to cover about this before we wind down here? I think there's just so many small details that are super cool. As far as like acting performances, Andy Serkis was spectacular. I thought Diego Luna, who plays Andor, is really good. Stellan Skarsgård, never get tired of.
I heard something today. There's a rumor that he's actually being looked at potentially to be Mr. Fantastic.
Who?
The MCU. The guy that played Andor.
Diego Luna? Seriously?
Yeah, I saw that today. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd like that.
Well, Mr. Fantastic's not Hispanic, so...
Yeah, that's the other part, too. I was like...
Seems a little odd. Yeah, I like him. Have you ever seen him interviewed for anything?
I don't know if I have.
I watched a couple of interviews with him just over the past couple of months or whatever. And, dude, I love the fact that how he, like, talks about it, because he's just like, oh, I was in this, and I thought it'd be impressive to my son, and his son's like, no, you died in like Rogue One. Like, why? Or like, it's not cool. Like, you're whatever, And so going forward, just talking about stuff. But he was talking about things that he always liked from Star Wars, and the main thing that he liked was Yabba, and he just wanted to touch Yabba, and whatever. And it's like, I love his Spanish accent, and he's talking about Jabba the Hutt, but he's like, he's just talking about, I want to touch Yabba. I want to know, I want to know what he feels like. I want to know, whatever. I always loved. I made this mistake of saying I loved Yabba, and now I have like 7 Yabbas at my home. I have like whatever. It's just like it cracks me up every time.
This Killmonger has spiked armor, by the way.
Whatever.
Okay.
We have Hercules. It's fine.
I figured it'd be fine. I was gonna say I could swap someone in if we need to.
Yeah, I mean, if you
we
want
die, I don't
to.
really care.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You have one.
I do have Nick Fury.
You have a spiked armor on the way there, so I'll take that out for you, though. For some reason, people can't see the messages on my other account to know what's going on. I don't know what's going on either, Lorson, but hello, how you doing? What else? So we talked about like the cinematography, spectacular. The soundtrack is really good. It's done, so the director and creator of it his name is Tony Gilroy. He's the guy who did the Bourne trilogy, the Matt Damon ones, not the Jeremy Renner one, which I don't remember if I saw or not.
I forget that's a movie. The Bourne Legacy, is that what that one was?
Maybe, yeah, because it's like Supremacy, Identity, and Ultimatum are the first 3, right?
Ultimatum.
Yeah, so anyways, Tony Gilroy is a guy who has said that he is not really into Star Wars. It's not his thing. And he's the one making this, and I think it kind of shows, Like, he didn't go about it like a fanboy, and that's spectacular.
Well, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Because, what's his name? Dave Filoni, who's done all of the...
Yeah.
Some of the Mandalorian.
Great. Filoni trained at the...
He's amazing.
Yeah, well...
The Ahsoka series, I'm
Right, and like I think some of the complaints about him are that like he's got all the Star Wars stuff down really well, but he's not really directed live action so far. So, which is fair. Like in some of the Boba Fett or Mandalorian episodes he directed, there were little things that were kind of off, but
I think the episode that he did when first introduced Ahsoka, I thought that one was really good.
Yeah, but so then in the larger context of Star Wars television shows that we've gotten so far, where do you rank this compared to Mandalorian and stuff?
Mandalorian is still number 1 for me. Of all the Disney Plus shows, though, I'd probably put this one at number 2. Boba Fett's last. It's got to be last for me. not really close.
I don't know. Kenobi.
I think the problem with Kenobi is there was just so much hype about it that what we got, it kind of was a letdown.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, there were those scenes that was kind of obvious, like, okay, this was done in a green screen. Or
the volume kind of stuff.
Not like actually film. So like there was that part of it.
For me, I guess I just don't put Book of Boba Fett behind. I think I put Kenobi last for the Star Wars ones, just because Book of Boba Fett was kind of like Mandalorian 2.5. You know,
it was, but even then, though, for me, it was really only those like 2 episodes that Mandalorian was in that were good to me.
And see,
some of the other stuff was just like
I kind of like some of the earlier stuff that's in the desert with the weird ass shit. Like I don't know, Kenobi overall was just kind of.
I enjoyed when he was starting to become part of. Oh, excuse me. They accepted him into their tribe basically, and I thought that was gonna. If they had tied that back in at the end, and that they came back and helped him defeat, win the battle at the end, I think that would be cool. But no,
they didn't.
Kill them all off. Obviously.
No, because I like the Sand People stuff. Did you ever watch or not watch? Did you ever play Knights of the Old Republic?
No.
So Knights of the first of all, you should play that because Knights of the Old Republic. Do you like any MMOs or any RPGs really, or?
Some of them I played Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, it's not a. It's.
I played the Miles Morales. I played the. I wanted to do the Star Wars one. They just announced the second one.
Shit. Oh, Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, and Jedi Survivor is coming up.
So I played that.
Okay.
Really
so
that's kind of fun.
It's not quite the same, but like so an RPG. It's. Basically, though, like Knights of the Old Republic is the best Star Wars game ever made, and it might be like one of the best video games ever made at all. Like just bottom line, you kind of
behind MCOC, of course.
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
No, like overall, because there's a difference between a one-off story versus this continuing ridiculous thing we've been doing for 8 fucking years at this point. Can you believe that, dude? 8 years.
I was thinking that the other day when I got that in-game.
Did you get the 8-year one, or like I'm on 7?
Yeah, I got the 8-year.
You're the 8-year? God damn, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Oh, that's crazy. Like we're at just the amount of time we've been playing this. It's insane.
Okay.
Okay, here. Do you want me to get it?
Yeah, I mean, I was at like no help. Like I'm just gonna go in. I almost got him, but I just was playing recklessly.
I'm not reading the nodes. So, is there a node I should be worried about? Is he unblockable?
There's spiked armor on it.
Oh, right. Like, there's mostly just reverb, which is spiked armor anyways.
Yeah, so it was like extra reverb. And I guess there's a power steal too.
Oh, so I shouldn't throw my special. Oh, wait, no, I saw it. It just went away. Oh, and he's got some regen, and okay, well, whatever. Yeah, but Knights of the Old Republic, why was I going on about this? Okay, can I kill him before?
About the Sand People?
Shit.
That's kind of
right. Yeah, that's one of the only places where they give any kind of background details for the Sand People at all, which makes them not seem like just crazy wild monsters, as compared to like also the Book of Boba Fett did that too, and so yeah, there were anyways, if you ever get I'm gonna do there have been like a million playthroughs on YouTube of Knights of the Old Republic, but I'm going to do that at some point just because
Nice.
I love that game and I've not done it forever. What's up, Miss Jane? How's it going? All right, what else is there to say about Andor? They're like, I could talk about it for so long.
So do you rank it?
Oh, right.
Mandalorian, or is it below Mandalorian? Because I said for me, I have Mandalorian.
You know, I've heard people talk about it, and I think I kind of agree that I think I like Andor more overall, and I think that with that said, The Mandalorian is more rewatchable, you know? Because
The
The Mandalorian has more fun episodes and more
fun.
whatever.
It has a lot more of the fan service that a lot of people are looking for.
Yeah, there's like the Western serialized kind of whatever feel to it. It was just great. And like Andor's just
gonna have the standard Jedi Force and all that kind of stuff.
Some too. One of the nice things about it is that it's not been too much of that until
it's not too much.
The end of that kind of came in a bit, you know. But
and I mean, and Baby Yoda.
Yeah, you can't, you know.
The new face of Star Wars at this point, I feel like.
Anything
that's gonna have him in it is gonna.
I'll take B2 Emo over Grogu. Honestly, though, like that droid is just.
Hot take.
That droid is just he's adorable.
The droid does it for you.
He can talk, man. He can talk. He's so sweet. He has to power down. That's the thing in like the show. He has to like he calculates if he has enough power to tell 2 lies. You know, like he's like he asks Brasso to stay over because he doesn't want to be alone and like he's so cute. I loved him. I don't know. Yeah. But so I think overall I think I like Andor more. I think The Mandalorian is more rewatchable just for fun value and so forth. But I would say Andor, as far as Disney Plus shows go, like you were saying too, if you throw in Marvel everything too, yeah, Andor's my favorite. I would say for sure.
I've heard that from a few people actually, in like videos I've watched. They've been saying like this is the best product that Disney Plus has ever put out. And I'm like,
I just think that
high praise. And some people say though that the downside of it is that it's been being released at a time where like Star Wars isn't like some people are like after Kenobi they're kind of just like
there was a bunch of hype for Kenobi and then Kenobi was kind of like you know.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the director and the creator Tony Gilroy talking about it, and he expected it to be the opposite way around, where it would be like Kenobi, where there's a ton of people who tune in right at the start, and then it kind of peters out. Whereas instead, Andor's done the opposite thing, where people weren't super excited about it at the start, and then because it's been critically acclaimed and there's been a lot of good word of mouth, people are like it's picking up, you know. Yeah. And people watching. I'm interested to see what happens during the awards season and stuff here, and see what goes on with that too. Which is you know not the be all or end all of any of that, but it'll be interesting. Okay, I'll probably take out the spiked armor one again for you. Backbar brawler, aspect of nightmares. Ooh, you don't have any villains, do you?
No.
It
hasn't been an issue. There's been other fights.
No, there's just tyranny. There's like aspect of nightmares. Would that help you out? Are you at low health on your?
Man, I'm low health.
Okay, so I'll leave that up because that'll actually help you then with her.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I was just very impressed. I am
facing Null, so he'll be giving me his debuffs.
Oh, no, I had kind of higher than normal expectations for the show, and then I was actually also still then surprised by how much I liked it. So it was fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. So I did a rewatch just recently, and that's why for anybody who's waiting to see this stream, which is nobody probably, but besides Easy, who took off, bastard. I did the rewatch with my parents, and that's why it took us a little while longer to do it. And my dad was like, I don't really like Star Wars that much, but this is pretty good. You know? Yeah. Like, I liked that it's something I feel that could appeal to a broader audience, too, you know? For sure. Even if something like The Mandalorian is more kid-friendly or more good for certain things, you know? Certain people. Yeah. People who don't, just I don't want to say like a lesser palate like Ghost Dog has, but just maybe a little less intelligent, whatever. It's yeah. I feel bad because he already went away. He said.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't even defend himself.
I only want to shit on him when he's around. So, we have beef, right? Though.
I don't know what it's about, but.
Oh yeah, Ghost Dog and I have
I've grasped that much from.
Oh yeah, Ghost Dog and I have mad YouTuber internet beef and stuff. So, like we're sworn enemies now. I'm also enemies though with Taters too, because Taters stole everyone good from 2 Loki. He stole not everyone good, but he stole all of our officers. And
he stole everyone good. What's that say?
Yeah, I know. I just realized as I said it. Yeah, it's like shit. That's not what I meant. No, but Taters stole all of our officers for his stupid war-focused alliance. Who fucking wants to go to a alliance war-focused alliance? Psh, please. Yeah. What lamest game mode? No, ridiculous.
2022, almost 2023. It's all about Battlegrounds.
Screw you, Taters.
I feel like we're one of the first alliances, at least the first one I've heard of, that's doing this is just focusing on Battlegrounds mainly.
So I
don't think there's many other that are really done.
We're going for like 400k minimum, which if everybody gets,
we'll start.
Will put us at top 100 probably, right around there. But I think that if we actually, so like 400k minimum is like you're gonna get booted from the alliance if you don't get 400k. But we're shooting for more like 500k, and if we get that, I think we could be top 50 for Battlegrounds, And just the Battlegrounds rewards are just so much better than everywhere else in the game. The trophy tokens are just so much better, and like the difference we make up by not having to place without suicides and plan out war lanes and do all that bullshit. That difference is made up by the Battlegrounds rewards being higher. Like it's almost a 1-to-1 rate transfer, but it's so much easier because I can just do Battlegrounds whenever the fuck I feel like it.
And you don't even have to win in Battlegrounds.
No, you just use some.
Like, yeah, you get a few more if you win, right?
Yeah. So, and I mean, I'm gonna try to use Elder Marks. Like I think there's some strategies we could use as to where we can get more wins, right? Like when we're starting out or certain things in the victory track, it might be more advantageous to use Elder Marks to get wins at a certain level, because maybe later on they become harder if you're in Gladiator Circuit and that meta is difficult or something. But overall, I just think it makes sense to have a Battlegrounds focused alliance. So I don't know. We're gonna show them. We're gonna show them all.
Plus, I feel like we're at a point where we've tried to do the high pushes for that. Like, we've done the prestige racing, which we're not trying to make like. I don't think we're not going to be trying to push for like a top 5 alliance quest.
No. Like the thing is,
and even like if it happens, it happens. That'd be great. But like, we're going for as high as possible.
Well, we're just setting
and then just doing the fairies and games that we enjoy.
Yeah, like we set a base of 15.5 for prestige for the AQ, just because there's no point in doing map 8 unless people have at least decent enough to get like top 90 rewards, because top 90 rewards are good. We're going to be getting basically 3 or 4 T5B a week before the Glory Store. That's a lot of rank ups. That's a lot of rank 3 champions. You can have weird rank ups for Battlegrounds to throw in, just because you're getting that many rewards. So we'll do that, but we're not pushing for like the top of the top in AQ, because that's people who are spending the top 20 alliances in AQ. Most of those people are spending probably thousands of dollars on the game a year. And like you and I mean, we spend enough. We wail a little bit, and there's some other people who do.
I've tried to limit my spending now to occasionally I'll buy a monthly card deal.
Some of those are good deals, but mostly just the big events.
Some are really good, but some are just kind of rinse and repeat, same thing, nothing special.
Well, I'm probably gonna blow. I'm probably gonna blow like 10k units at least for the gifting event, just to help out.
Yeah, I haven't decided how much I'm gonna spend, but I am sitting on 17k.
Yeah, like it's not gonna kill either of us. Well, so the thing is, we get the top solo rewards for about 6k units, and the top solo rewards are pretty damn good. If you max them all out. So I'm like, I'm at least gonna spend 6k just to get those, but I'd probably do like 10k because I'm like, I got 21,000 units, might as well spend some. There's nothing else that's gonna be going on until the spring cleaning event, you know? I don't know.
Mhm.
So yeah. It just I don't know. It seems like fun. We have at least a good core of us. Like we gotta continue on with this, but if we look just right now for people, what we're talking about, our members of our alliance, we have me, Glory, Willie, you. What's that? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then we get down to Brian. We got like 14 or so, 15 people
Brian.
maybe. Yeah, we got like who have
Brian Prince.
who have the prestige, are serious about it, and like can get it done. So we're almost halfway there, and we'll fill up, and then we'll just have an alliance of people who just, you know, because you can do battlegrounds whenever you want to, man. You don't got to be like, you don't got to duck out from your family gatherings so you don't have anyone bothering you, so you can do a battlegrounds fight.
The amount of times I've been yelled at for like, I'm like, hey, I'm just like trying to sneak in a fight, and they're just like, get off your phone. I'm like, I have to do this. They're bugging me. They're like, you don't have to do it.
Like you don't understand. There's
have to.
29 other people.
29 other people
who are relying on me to do this shit in a timely fashion. I committed to this already, and I'm gonna screw that up if you're like, no, like I'm at work and I used to smoke and I was a bartender, right? And if you're gone from the bar, like the bartender should just like never get a break, right? You get a how many ever hours your shift is. If you're gone when a server needs their drink or when a customer comes up, you're gone at the exact wrong time. It just doesn't matter. You could have things be dead for 30 minutes, and then you decide to take a break because things have been dead for 30 minutes, and then you get an order for a couple of Manhattans and an old-fashioned and some bullshit, and you're not there, and the server's like, oh my god, that guy's always fucking on break. What the hell? It's just a pain, you know? like dude, yeah. I'm sneaking to a back corner of a parking garage where the restaurant is, so that I'm not bothered while I do alliance war fights. Like, screw this shit. This is
the amount of times that I would take a bathroom break at my job.
It's ridiculous.
Because, like, people probably thought I had some kind of issue.
Yeah, right.
You know, probably like, this guy needs to go get his like.
Intivio. Yeah.
Like, let's go to the bathroom every like 30 minutes.
My God, IBS has to really suck. Captain Bay's in the bathroom again. Yeah.
You're not supposed to take that, right?
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, I thought that was the opposite. I'm not supposed to.
No, it just. I don't want to have to do that. AQ is tedious and boring, but you can do it whenever, and if you die, there's really no consequences. You have 15 items. Even in map 8, it's like. In map 8, whenever I would die and have to use an item, I'd use 1 or 2 revives maybe, and then not care about anything beyond that, you know? And you can just, as long as you're not like ridiculously timed out on that, you can do that whenever. It's no big deal at all. Alliance War.
Easier with Alliance War and Alliance Quest with the less nodes that are restricting of like.
Yeah, they took away nodes for what? Yeah. So it's, I mean, if you wanted to, you could buy the energy and just burn through all of your AQ lanes, like, you know, same time, no big deal. But war,
buying those here and there, just kind of getting a stock full of them.
Have you? Nice. Okay. Yeah. With war, it's more a matter of like, hey, are you communicating with your other person via line, and they're boosted at the same time that you're boosted, and are you guys ready to go? And blah blah. It's a pain. It's not fun. And I like war. It's fun. I died twice this season. That's probably my best war season in quite a few. But every time we do Alliance War and we try to push, it's probably. So you and I have been together for at least, I don't know, a couple of years now, and
yeah, I was gonna say whenever I came back into 2 Loki, right?
That's probably about when I joined 2 Loki, really, and
that was
and
it's been over 2 years now.
Yeah. Well, shit, it was longer than that ago than we went to the game, I guess. But
maybe it's 3.
Yeah, but so the thing is, like. We can get through AQ super easy. War, we've been doing it for quite a while now, where every alliance we've been in together, or whatever, even the last one, free, which, like, nice guys, it's all good.
Often against them.
Yeah, officer's nice, leader's nice, you know, whatever, that's cool. Like, nothing against them at all. It's just that everyone's always like, let's push in war. we want Masters, we want Plat 1, we want to get here, and just end up in Plat 2 every fucking time, no matter what. There's the season where in 2 Loki where we weren't really trying, so I was able to place with recoils for a couple seasons, and guess what? We ended up at Plat 3. Like, big deal, you know? No friggin' difference. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Doesn't even say. Okay, we're like way off of any kind of
yeah, I think we've
Andor talk.
fully gotten off of our Andor.
Yeah, is there anything anybody in chat wants to say about Andor or anything else like we want to talk about? I don't even know.
I don't think anyone in my chat's got anything to say. Anyone last chance to say anything about Andor?
Yeah, we're just sitting here
say
rambling
now
to each
or-
other.
Yeah.
How are there even people here still watching us? This is a conversation between you and I.
I know, right?
I love this shit, dude. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I don't know, just in general doing this. This is great. You're in California. I'm in Washington. We get to just talk about this shit and, you know, nerd out. It's fantastic. Do you want to do, so Mandalorian comes back in March. We should do that. Definitely. There's like Bad Batch. There's a couple other things. I don't know.
Yeah, Bad Batch.
But I'm down for getting back to doing these review
The
streams.
series is next year too. It's not until a little bit later down the line.
I think it's further out, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to be
around
rude.
This time next year, I'm pretty sure.
Can we talk about anything besides Star Wars, for the love of Groot? Okay, Oog, what do you want to talk about?
Star Trek.
Loved it. Can't wait for season 2. Chris, fantastic. Thank you. Star Trek. Oh, we talk about Star Trek Picard season 3? Oh god.
I don't know anything about Star Trek.
I know so much about Star Trek, but not the new stuff because it's really, really bad. So.
If you guys want to go into details about Harry Potter, I'm down.
Did you watch all of the Harry Potter movies for your Christmas holiday rewatch?
Yes, I just finished rewatching those.
Nice.
Last week. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm leaving in 3 minutes. Actually.
I watched all 8 of them in like I don't know, like 3 or 4 days.
Nice.
Right.
Whatever, Zoe. You're fine. That was one of the.
Now I've been binging Blacklist.
Is that with James Spader?
James Spader.
Right. Yeah. I never watched it. I knew someone who really liked it though.
I really enjoy it. First, I'm like in season 5 now, and so far, liked all of it.
Nice. I need to rewatch the Batman for James because I told him I liked the Batman, but I had some criticisms of it, and then he's like,
the Robert Pattinson one?
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. So he's like, what? Blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, fine. I'll friggin' rewatch it and take notes so I can give you specifically. So sometime coming up here soon, I'm gonna have a stream that's gonna be titled something like I play a critical review of the Batman for James while I play arenas or something like that. But I'm like, crap, I gotta like actually watch it and take notes.
Yeah, I really liked that one. Batman.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It's my favorite since The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was only the one in between, so that's not really saying a lot.
That one was pretty irrelevant.
Just like I honestly just do not think that Christopher Nolan is that fucking awesome. Honestly, like, yeah, okay, Inception was pretty fun, but also I'd already seen The Matrix, so, you know. And there's certain people of a certain age who are just a little bit younger than me who are like, oh my god, Inception was so fucking awesome. I'm just gonna blow Christopher Nolan, and I'm like, all right, like it's cool. It's a fun movie. I liked
I
it.
feel like those are the same people that probably say Avatar was like one of the best movies ever.
Oh god, dude, did you go see the new one?
I did actually. I went and saw the new one.
Did you like it? Well, no spoilers, but did you like it?
I think I liked it more than the original.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
feels weird since it took so long.
Good to hear.
For that to come out, but like, I just feel like this felt like more of a complete movie.
Okay.
And not just like the last one was more of just like an origin movie. Like, okay, introducing us to this universe, and okay, the humans are trying to run them out of there because they want to mine some mineral or whatever.
Unobtainium. Yeah.
That's kind of all the plot of that movie.
Okay.
It's just kind of like there's not really a lot going on there. It's more so just all about the visuals and getting the background of this universe. This one, we get to see a whole new area on this planet. And
Was there still a lot of bestiality?
Well, yeah, of course.
I was like, that's the only thing that's important to me is like, were they still like wrapping their tentacles around animal tentacles? And, you know, okay. That's all I got to know.
And so basically, like you can look at it. It's like the first movie is all about preservation of our
I gotta go.
forests and stuff like that. This one is more so preservation of the ocean. So I mean, you still do those have like underlining messages and everything, but like I still liked the story arc of this a little bit more. I think, like I said, it just kind of felt more complete to me.
Okay, gotcha. I've heard the whole thing is basically just being an expo for new technology in filming things for James Cameron trying to sell 3D technology to people. So like,
yeah, that could be because he did. Yeah, I heard that he did film certain scenes differently.
Well, so there's a thing like in Seattle we have this place called the Pacific Science Center, which is pretty cool. It's for like more for kids, and you just go check out exhibits about sciencey kind of stuff, right? And it's fun to do when you're a kid. They have like a butterfly room where like just tons of butterflies come and land on you and a bunch of shit, or an exhibit of naked mole rats that I don't know. They kind of carve out their domain. You can see it all and stuff. But they also have some IMAX theaters, which are like actual real IMAX, right? Like not just Regal saying it's an IMAX, but they have the giant screen and the projector. And there's actually, so I think it was there in Cinerama where there were only 2 or 3 of them left in America for the particular type of IMAX 70mm screens or something. And that was one of them. So I heard someone saying that they filmed part of it in, you know how like you have different frame rates to upload to YouTube with or for video games and stuff. So they filmed part of it in a different frame rate than a different part, and
basically it was like all the scenes that were underwater.
It really screwed some things up. Okay, hang on just a sec. Sorry. Caveman Oog, thank you very much. Peace out. Have a good night. Oog sent over $5. He said, Jar Jar, I hate sand, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Get home safely and go F yourself, Oog. We'll do some TV show you care about more next time, okay? Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
6. I took 2 combos to the face from this freaking Yondu, and it wasn't Hercules that'd be dead.
Yeah, I haven't even moved up.
But yeah, so all the scenes that were underwater and some of the others were filmed at that higher frame rate, just to make it look even more crisp and everything. So, a little fun fact.
Yeah, I'll probably. Did you see it?
It definitely shows, like in my opinion, all the underwater visuals, like compared to like Aquaman and even Black Panther. I think everything was done underwater. It by far blows those.
Okay. Did you see it in 3D? Was it worth seeing in 3D?
I did see it in 3D. Honestly, I hate 3D movies, but my buddy booked it, and I didn't mention to him that I don't like 3D.
Yeah.
Mainly because I have glasses of my own, and it's annoying to have to wear 2 pairs of glasses, and it just gave me a headache the whole time though watching something in 3D.
Honest to God, the only movie I've ever enjoyed in 3D was Avatar. So everything after that.
I don't know if it was that I just got used to it, but I don't really feel like anything happened in the movie that really stood out. Like, oh, to be that big in 3D was.
That it mattered, yeah.
It was more so just like things that happen. Oh, there's a little like leaf or something that's floating in the foreground of the picture.
And it looks really cool.
It felt like to me like, oh, there's a fly right there. I need to swap it out.
Okay, gotcha.
More so felt annoying, like why?
Okay, interesting.
So in my opinion, the 3D didn't really add much. Like sure, yeah, there's a couple of moments where someone jumps out of the water and it looked kind of cool, I guess. But I don't know, maybe I'm just the 3D hater.
I'll probably see. I don't like 3D either though. So like literally, Avatar is the only one I thought was like, oh my god, this is really cool. And then everything after that I went to see in 3D was just like, this really sucks. I wish
This
I
is
just
pointless.
had seen it in 2D.
Because, like, even the previews, like, first net, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Quantumania and stuff,
like,
yeah.
Those movies are coming out in 3D.
No,
honestly,
'cause-
3D is not like one of those phases that, like...
It should be done by now,
around
right?
Avatar, when Avatar came out. It was like,
Yeah, but like,
oh my gosh. Now it's just like...
it should be done.
3D is still a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares.
I went all the way down to Herc's immortality phase. This fight still isn't over, and I'm back up to 57% health. I don't even know. I'm just like, can we just get done with this already? Okay, we're done. Hi, Zoe. What's up? You're fine. Yeah, you're good.
Alright, Gambler's Fate, I'm risking it. Going for it.
Putting it all down. Okay, so final Andor thoughts. I liked it. You should watch it if you haven't.
Yep.
That's about it, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
I missed doing these streams with you though. It's fun.
I know, we were doing the weekly breakdowns, that was fun.
Yeah, dude. Like I would love to do that shit again for sure.
Why did I just clean up? It's just hard now, like staying up super late sometimes.
Yeah. Are you gonna be getting back to streaming a little bit more though, or anything? Or are you like just doing some battlegrounds or what?
I might do more some battlegrounds, but like I have my new position that I'm starting soon.
How's that go? Oh, you haven't started yet?
So, no, yeah, I haven't started yet. I started the new year. I died. That was annoying. I didn't really think that through. I couldn't really parry, and I couldn't intercept him.
Do I need to
Like
read things?
I don't know if you need to read anything. I did gain a random... Oh, Gambler's Fate. That's what it was. That's why I gained it.
Alright.
I had 2 poisons on me, too, so I was like, I wasn't reaching. Oh, this is stupid.
Just wait, though.
So yeah, I start that I think the second week in January is when I'm officially going to start that. So I'll be on the road more.
Are you going to be traveling a bit, yeah?
Yeah, so Mondays and Fridays are my days that are going to be like in the office where I'm still working from home and basically planning out where I'm going to go for the next couple days. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are days where I'm driving around and visiting the stores in person.
Gotcha. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm not starting off so great here either.
Oh, yeah, you tried to intercept that right now.
I did, classically I've heard that's not a great thing.
He's a fairly newer champion, so I can understand why you forget.
Right, why I'd make the mistake.
Yeah, it also appears that your power lock there.
Well,
had roll there.
Nope, did it again. I'm pretty sure it's tyranny,
no,
so...
Yeah, there's tyranny, I forgot.
Well, okay. Well, that's good. I didn't really do much damage there. Yeah, I feel like this could be the end of it. I don't know.
I'll go on with Nick Fury. If I kill him,
Okay.
maybe we try to go one more room and beat room 15, and then
I-
we'll be done. If not, I'm not tripping.
I don't care.
Purposely die here? Maybe.
15 has got to be the end of the room anyways, right? Like, I think for Sector 7, there's nothing beyond that anyways, so...
What's up, Dylan?
What is this bullshit?
You see that there's another Eternity of Pain coming out?
I did. Acceptance. We all knew it was coming, right?
Yeah. It's just like, I'm over Eternity of Pain at this point. I'm just like, I want it to go over.
I love the rewards, though. Like, I can't complain about those
I
at
don't
all.
like the challenge. I actually didn't even get the top challenge milestone this time.
What?
Because, yeah, when Nick Fury was the boss, I forgot to do one of the challenges. And so then I was just like, well, if I miss one of them, I can't get the final one. So I just, holy crap.
How many R4 champions do you have now?
Oh my gosh, that was stupid. I have 11?
11?
I
Okay.
think. I don't know, I'll have to look. Come on, just die, dude. Just die. Go your special. Go your special.
Are you in your second life already, even, or no?
Yeah, I accidentally got. There he goes. He died. I somehow got clipped by his special attack and then went from full health to dead health in like 2 hits.
See, once again, this is the kind of champion who, like, I would love to rank up. I would love to rank up Rhino just for that one random Battlegrounds meta where he's going to be really good as a defender.
Right.
And hopefully, with our new alliance, that's what we should be able to do. We should be able to have enough rewards where it's like I can just make Rhino a rank 3 and call it good, not have to worry about it. You know?
Yeah. I just recently started throwing my 6 stones into my cord
Oh yeah, nice.
for Battlegrounds.
I already.
Like I had a bunch that were about to expire. Like I literally, like all the ones that I had bought from the Battlegrounds store, I had 80 of them in my overflow that were about to expire. And so I'm like, well, who's a good defender that needs high sig? And I was like, it's either between Korg, Killmonger, or probably Terrax were the 3 I was looking at.
Yeah, and like he doesn't need it for war, but for Battlegrounds, it still can be useful.
Yeah, so like I'll just go with Korg, whatever. At this rate, I'm going to be getting 6 stones for free, it feels like. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to get all of these champions maxed out anyways.
Yeah, I think
couldn't
with
really think of anyone else there.
so far with the Battlegrounds, the trophy tokens and everything, I've max-sigged Korg and Domino and like Nimrod.
I still haven't gotten my
others.
Domino awakened.
Oh god, dude, she's a Battlegrounds beast. She's
I know.
fun. I took her to rank 4 actually.
Nice.
Rur. No, you can wait. Wait. Well, we're almost done with the stream, Zoe. I'll take you out after that, okay? I'll take you out. I'll give you some food. You'll be fine. You can wait. It's room 15. We got it. Who else? Yeah, I think it was Nimrod, Domino, and Korg. I forget who else. I want to get Angela to max sig.
That was one that I maxed out actually, Angela.
I mean, I did max sig OG Scarlet Witch, so that was some of them.
I just duped mine from the free crystal we got from the calendar.
Nice. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
like I love the classic champions. I want to take her to rank 4, but I was like playing around with her a bit at rank 3 in Battlegrounds, and she just is not reliable enough to really make that much of a difference. So I'm hesitant, you know. I need to give stones to Guardian. I just got. I'm trying to decide if I want to do Valkyrie or what. Dude, where you at? We good?
I died.
Oh.
I'm watching the playback. I don't know what just happened. Or how I died. I guess his special 2 just removes all of my debuffs instantly and puts a bunch of degens on me. The Mystic one.
Oh, the Mystic ones
All
are
my buffs.
D-bags, honestly.
Both of mine were missing, so I didn't really
Yeah.
And yeah, he got me down to my ammo. He used a special attack and he places degen on me somehow. I don't
We'll see if you can get it. I'm gonna go feed Zoe real quick. I'll be right back. This seems fun.
This is going very well with Gold Pool. Oh no! Right as I say that, I've been on point evading his special 2s for Morningstar special 2, and then I finally got clipped by one.
Oops.
And he got down to 12% health.
Whoops.
Well, my guys are all dead.
Okay, I'll try, but we're probably just toast, and who cares, honestly. So.
Yeah.
We will try. I'm not going to read anything. Let's just go ahead and proceed along. Yeah. All right, so final thoughts. Like, I think we covered, like, a lot of stuff, but, like, honestly, there's just so much stuff to cover. Either way, it's just good to talk to you, my friend. It's been a minute. I love doing these kind of like streams. These are not. Yeah, I'm dead. These are not the best streams for as far as because it excludes some people who don't want the spoilers, don't want to see it, or not interested and so forth. So they're never like the highest rated or the most watched kind of streams, but.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they're fun for me. Like, I love just to be talking with a friend about a show you like, you know?
Yeah.
It's good times. What's the next thing coming up? I don't even know. What's the next on the release schedule?
You know? Movie-wise, and Lost Quantum Media.
Okay. And in March, we got Mandalorian Season 3. Watch this hit.
Coming.
One hit.
Who's that?
One hit.
Oh,
and nope, there we go. Oh, it's 2 hits. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we got that. Oh, there. You said you played. You said you played Fallen Order. There will be the second one, Survivor, coming out. I think around the same time as Mandalorian, so like in March. So that's cool. But,
Marvel Plus.
Yeah, this guy is regenning like a mofo. This is not going to get anywhere.
Okay, yeah, we got What If Season 2.
Nice.
That's coming. Secret Invasion. It's after that in the spring of 2023.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting with Nick Fury and some Skrulls and whatnot.
I want some Chloe Bennett back, damn it. I want Quake.
Yeah, I would love that.
I want my Quake. Bring her back.
Echo. We got Echo in the summer of 2023. Loki Season 2, summer 2023. Ironheart in the fall. X-Men 97 in fall.
That'll be interesting. Like, I'm not huge into cartoons, but the X-Men original series was my favorite, so growing up.
Agatha in the winter.
All right.
So that's all next year. And then, like I said, Ant-Man and the Wasp is first movie.
Well, my friend, we went pretty far.
Yeah, I think we made a valiant effort.
We missed on
not even having to focus on it.
One reward. Yeah. We missed one. Good night, all. Fun stream. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Let's go. I think I got a link. The Brian of the Grant variety is on there. And, you know, you guys can go join into his stream and just give me the old hashtag Andor best of 2022 tag. Okay, there you go. Aren't you glad that you got that notification that your incursions run had ended? I feel like
yes, I'm so happy that
it was extremely necessary.
But without it, how would I have known?
How would you have known? I don't even know.
I would have been so confused.
So confused. Yeah. All right. Well, brother, I love you, and I will talk to you sometime soon. Let's do. I don't know. Let's do another one of these. Well, let's just do incursions sometime soon. We'll go for like another push on Sector 9 or something when you have time.
Actually focus up.
Yeah, we'll go for a good push. sometime soon in the next couple weeks or something. But otherwise, dude, I'm so down to do more review streams. We could even, if we had to, include Ghost Dog, I guess, for a review of things.
Do we dare get a third
It
party?
was absolutely necessary, but yeah, let's do this again sometime soon. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
You see that. Have a good one.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that'll pretty much do it for this one. Thank you guys for hanging out. Woo! Just clicked off. Like I said, I know these aren't like the most popular streams ever. They're not just the same as playing the game. There's some spoilers. There's some talk about other things and whatnot. But I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Shout out to Caveman Ook for being our big shot of the evening once again, and to Easy, even though he didn't stick around for my just fantastic, dramatic reading of Marva's speech and so forth. But yeah, I dropped the links. Go say hi to Brian, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Wait, no, tomorrow's trivia. Maybe earlier in the day. We'll see.